Spice FM. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani. You're tuned into the adults in the room, and we want to thank you so much for tuning in on this 2nd September 2019,
my darling.
But I tell you what, I've said the 19. Today is the same day that Keanu Reeves was born. 2nd September 1964.
Oh, that's why you remember that.
Yeah, man, that's why I said 19.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good, man. I think I'm too excited. Welcome to the Adults in the Room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and you're tuned into your favorite conversation show, the place where we have some of the most authentic conversations all the way from now till 10 o'clock. The Adults in the Room, and we want to thank you wherever you are on the planet Earth. And you're tuned in, whether you're in Africa, somewhere in Africa, in Senegal, in Gabon, or if you're right here in Nairobi, or if you're in Nakuru, or if you're in a matatu, heading to your place in Rongai. We thank you so much for tuning in. And as usual, I'm in the studio with my favorite people on the planet Earth.
Yay.
That is absolutely right. A warm welcome to you. We are so excited to have you on board. Happy new month to you. Listen, if you're in Nyeri, all the way in Mwega Town, Tetu, Karatina, or Thaya, I welcome you on 97.9. If you're down at the coast, the county, I love Changamwe, Likoni, Kisaoni, or Nyali. We are live and direct on 87.9. If you're in Malindi, Magarini, Kalileni, Ganze, and Rabai, a warm welcome to you on 97.6 or 97.7. My name is Eric Omondi. Remember, Spice FM is a fast radio coming alive to you in visual format, countrywide and Africa-wide. If you simply went to www.spicefm.co.ke, you'll not only get to see us, but watch us.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolo Money. Welcome to the show. We are the home or the house of the rhythm, blues, and all soul music. If you're in Kakamega County, Kisii, Kisumu, or the whole western region, Kitale, our frequency is 102.5. If you're in Eldoret, Bomet County, Kapenguria, Kericho, our frequency is 96.7. And if you're in Nakuru, that is 96.0. You can also plug into our social media, that is Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Let us know where you're listening from. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how your weekend was. And you can also plug into the conversation at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you got that right, Barbara. You've said it just the way it is. We're going to be taking your phone calls from 9 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock. And it's going to be an exciting show. I feel it already, man. How are you doing, Eric, brother?
I'm doing great. Good to see you guys. Barbara looking rested as usual.
Oh, thank you so much. Good to see you. I missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed you right back. And Emmanuel also. I think you went for a haircut, huh?
No, I didn't actually.
You've not, huh?
So no, he's doing those.
As your hair has a stunted growth. You look like you cut your hair.
No, I cut my hair on Friday.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No wonder it's different. I'm really good. I'm very excited. A neighbor of mine who normally has a very noisy dog. I met her yesterday in the evening. I've been having a very quiet, rested weekend. So yesterday I had to go buy some grocery. And as I was coming back at around 9 o'clock, I met her packing. But
she was moving?
She had a dull tone in her voice. She's fairly elderly, maybe 60-something. So she said to me, "Oh, my son," that's what she calls me. I said, "Mom, where are you going at night? I rarely see you at night." She said, "Oh, my daughter and I are moving out, so no more noise from Cuffy," whatever the dog's name is. So they have a Chihuahua, some sort of house dog, that is always so loud. When I open my door, because we face each other, it starts barking. So I almost did a yippee, but I had to,
you had to be cordial and nice.
So they go, "Shame, where are you moving to?" She said she's moving, to where she's been building. But I was very excited. That dog has been very noisy.
Excited about the dog moving out.
Not the neighbor, the dog.
The dog. So today when I opened the door, when I was leaving for a morning run, it was quiet, and I really went out running.
The culture of dogs has really caught on. Even in Madaraka, where I used to stay with my mom, nowadays there are so many dogs barking on the balconies.
I'm not a pet person. I hate dogs.
Also, bringing dogs in flats is
fun.
Maybe you should have a dog in your
own compound. I also feel like that.
Yeah.
I don't
like
dogs.
That dog would bark so loudly. I opened my door, like,
and then you can't tell it to Nyamaza, because that's now entering your...
So it barks when you're leaving, then it barks when you come back. So you look like a thief opening someone else's
and it's your house.
So you have to talk to people who don't... ni mimi naishi hapa.
And then some of those dogs are quite untrained. They can come and do a number 2 on your door.
Me, I just don't like dogs. The aspect of feeding them, clothing them, taking a bath, it's like another child. Yeah. So I am always like, not my thing.
Yeah, man. Personally, I had a chilled out weekend. and I was just at home. I'm not used to. My cycle is not yet used to the.
You're not used to being at home with the missing.
No, I'm not used to working for 5 days continuously. Pa, 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 pa,
I know.
Like we are doing now, especially the hours we live here.
Yes.
So on Saturday, I just want my phone not to ring. It kept ringing though.
Me
And
too.
guys still want to hook up. Where are you? So I'm like, I am at home. I don't want to go anywhere.
You want to rest?
Yeah, I just want to chill out at home.
But it happens.
Yeah.
For me, I had a good weekend too. Though I felt harassed yesterday. I just passed into town, the CBD, that Mamangina area. I was going to a shoe store. I'm those funny Kenyans who like last minute shopping for school. So I was picking shoes for my little one. And when I came back, just took like about 10 minutes in and out of the store because I was dashing somewhere. I was actually bullied by a security guard who told me, allow me just say it in Swahili, maybe you'll come out. Mama, ujalipa parking. And I'm thinking, Sunday, do we pay for parking? Then the security guard insists that I have to pay a standard charge of 100 shillings. So I didn't want to argue. I told her, give me the pay bill number or the till number. The next thing the lady gives me is her number. Then I looked at her, I told her, excuse me. I was like, is this chai or kitu? She told me, ini chai, but I refused to give her. So when I gave her 50 bob, they blocked me.
Oh, shame.
And I was like, really? Why would they? Okay, they ended up, I'll tell them I don't have money and I'm not giving you. Another one came in front of the car, a security guard. They were like, I have to remove 100 bob because I've parked on Mamangina Street. And I was wondering, are people being bullied by security guards?
But I think they just took advantage of you, Maze.
My God.
First of all, on Sunday, there's no parking.
Exactly.
And then I think you were just hard. They had you.
Yeah, I think they just you.
I felt bad. I felt bullied.
But it's a thing that is going on now. Like I think in Nairobi, you can barely do anything for free, man.
Yeah.
Like even after paying, like oftentimes when I go into town, after paying for the parking to the city council, to county government, the askari who pretends to be backing you up when you're reversing asks for something.
Yes.
And then the chokoraz who's around there wants money. So it's
called street taxes. It's very unfair.
Tao is very hostile place.
It is.
You can't, if you don't have money, I don't know how you can survive in Tao. Because even taking a simple leak, you have to pay. Because you see the city council toilets are not the most excellent on the planet Earth.
Yes.
So you need money to even
to take a leak to help
in
yourself.
a decent place. Unless now you just dash into some coffee house and just take advantage of this facility. You walk in confidently.
But it's just, but the Nairobi has just become too expensive to live in.
It can be quite terrible. Guys, on my way here, I was thinking about something quite interesting. There is a time I lost a friend to this road carnage, which is heinous, by the way. Also, I don't know if you've seen the Kevin Hart story.
Yes.
In fact, that's what prompted me to think about this.
Yeah.
So,
What happened with Kevin Hart, for those of guys who don't know?
He got involved in a road accident. He was driving with his friend on a car he bought for his 40th birthday, and they veered off the road and were tanked into a very slippery slope, all the way 30 feet down from what I was watching.
His friend was on driving.
Yes, and I've just seen now news on Twitter that he's been rendered paralyzed. I don't know how true that is, so it's pending confirmation.
But that is terrible.
Well, that's really sad.
It's
so
sad.
thoughts and prayers so that it gets better. Anyway, so I went to a funeral. A friend of mine had passed on. Drunk driving, terrible. If you're listening, don't drink and drive.
Yes.
So what shocked me, of course, it was a very solemn moment. So we are sitting down there and we're in a church service, requiem mass. And the mom, the dad, he was a pretty young guy, maybe early 30s, 31, 32. The mom and the dad were sitting in front of the pew. And then he was fianced to be married. And for a lady they've been dating for 2 years. So what was perplexing me is there was somebody in the middle of the church who was wailing her heart out. Check it!
Okay, who was that wailing?
So I asked the guy sitting next to me, I was like, hey, so who's that? Because I saw the mom, and the mom looked quite collected. The dad looked, so I was like, who can be so closest to this? So these ladies on my list said, oh, that's Maureen. Let's call her Maureen. Maureen is his ex.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, hey.
So
his
the ex is
crying more
more
than the fiance. So I was thinking, you guys, maybe I'm being insensitive, but don't you guys think maybe it's indecorous to cry louder than the people who birthed the person who's died?
That lady
and
must
also,
have been Luya or Luo. I'm sorry.
And also crying louder than the fiance. Can you imagine the person in this guy's life is hissing? Check it. And you're wailing. That's not strange.
It is strange.
That is bad management.
But maybe she was hurt. Maybe they were in
No,
close
but
communication.
really,
But
you also
louder
need to
than the people
put your,
coming in. Hey, man,
you're the ex, like 2 years ago.
Maybe they should know their place.
Yeah, but they need to know their place.
Exes need to know their place.
The Lions are back again.
Right, this is 94.4 Spice FM, and you hang out with the adults in the room on this 2nd September 2019. We're having a good time in the studio. Remember, at the top of the hour, we're going to have a hot topic, and we're going to get deep into a very interesting conversation, which I'm going to reveal as we go along in this show. But as usual, if you're in Nairobi, the frequency is 94.4 FM, whether you're in Kitengela, whether you're in Rongai, whether you're in Wangige, the frequency still remains 94.4.
That is absolutely right. A very warm welcome to you if you're just tuning in on this beautiful second day of September of 2019. If you're listening all the way down in Malindi, Magarini area, Kaluleni, Ganza, or all the way down in Rabai, the frequency to tune in is 97.6. We are the adults in the room, and this is Spice FM, the home of the 80s and 90s spicy love ballads and spicy gems. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Money. You can also plug into our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. You could also stream live from your laptop, from your phone, that is www.spicefm.co.ke.
So, Barbara, if I'm in a matatu heading to Nakuru, you want to tell me I can go to my phone and stream the show live?
Yes, you can stream the show live and see these two handsome gentlemen that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And I actually did iron my half coat.
And you look very nice in it.
Thank you so much. So you want to look at that. I took about 38 minutes of ironing.
Really? 38 minutes?
Na nikanyunyuzia maji just because of you. So you totally want to tune in.
Yes.
www.spicefm.co.ke.
I want you very quickly to finish that story about the
Yes.
funeral.
So while it was a solemn thing, I just thought, Barbara, by the way, if you're dating somebody,
Yes.
because it was a lady doing that, and it's someone you used to date,
Yes.
if they've gotten in a state and moved on in a relation, don't go and wait. This lady
First,
was
I wouldn't
funny.
even go for the funeral.
Let
I'm
me tell you-
sorry.
Let
Your
me tell
exes.
you, we had a woman trying to calm this woman down. There was a woman to her left and a man to her right.
She came with an
elderly man.
entourage.
I think this elderly man was her uncle. So she fainted even twice. So I was like,
She
why are you
fainted?
causing a ruckus?
And the family is not fainting, but you're fainting.
Yes, she's fainted. So she was making the current fiance look very bad.
Or maybe they had a thing on the side.
No, but still.
Yes, because those
my point
emotions
is
are
this,
too
I
strong.
don't know what it was, but maybe if, as Emmanuel was saying earlier, if she could have cried at home to satisfactorily. You wail at home nicely, and then now when you come to the church, you can, you just cry with decorum. So
But you know where I come from. We can't cry with decorum. We just have to let it go.
no, you can
out.
let it go, but somebody's fiance to be married, and you're crying louder
In
than
fact,
the
I'm
mom
even now
and-
worried. How come the fiance wasn't crying?
No. That chick should have cried less. She really. Now everybody was tapping her shoulder, check it, bass. And then when you touch her, she wails and check it. That is bad.
She was creating a scene.
Yeah.
No, she's just being dramatic.
Barbara,
I
how
think.
are you doing?
I'm good. I was reading something on my way here about one of the senator's wives was actually
I
it
hope
was
she wasn't crying as well.
no, she wasn't crying, but she was crying foul over
All right,
something,
okay.
which I felt was a bit off. I was reading it on Standard Digital, KTN Digital,
All right.
and she was crying foul because the husband is a politician. She feels many women who approach him or write on his DM or communicate to him are not doing that for the right reasons. They have ulterior motive. And for me, regardless of whether that is true or false, because it's allegedly, I felt if you are married, I think you need to have stop insecurity issues, especially if you have a man who is in the public figure or is in seniority. Don't show that. Don't show your insecurity levels to everyone. Because for heaven's sake, that is a grown man with his own beard, with his own 32 teeth. He can make a choice. If he's not disciplined enough or he can decide whether to choose to stay loyal or to cheat. So you standing on a podium or a pulpit trying to justify or to tell us about your man, I think is just way below the line. You're even making it sound cheap because really, who cares? Not in a bad way, but who cares?
Maybe it was a reflex action of defending what is yours. So maybe she
So
was
what?
just standing up for her family and chasing people who may be wrongly thinking that they might chase that guy.
Emmanuel, I have a question. As a married man, do you feel sort of some type of way if your wife should get slightly jealous? Do you feel proud like you're wanted?
Yeah, obviously there's that smile you smile and then take there's
You are so silly. You should see your face.
There's obviously that, joy when someone is jealous. If it's a sweet jealousy, obviously, it's not that very deep
That's
one.
embarrassing jealousy.
So,
For me, I'm wondering.
How about you?
I don't know. The heart is not so smart.
True.
But I agree with you about you don't want to start policing a
Yeah.
grown person. If people are going to cheat, they're going to cheat on you.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a choice. It's their personal
I
choice.
think they're going to cheat on you.
I'll tell you guys how I am. I had an interesting conversation with my wife at home. She was telling me about her friend. All right, so her friend is married, like we are. You know, in fact, it's a common friend.
Who's we or you two? Or
Me and my wife, and then her friend and her husband. They are married. All right. So the conversation was about how when her friend got married to her now husband, this guy suddenly started putting demands on this lady. Like this lady was like Barbara kinda, you know. She used to wear this very tight fitting clothes.
Really
So now immediately, barely a week into the marriage, barely a week after they're back from the honeymoon, the guy has saying things like, you know you're a married woman. Why are you dressing like this?
this man didn't know this woman dresses like that.
So now that it begs the question, how come there are sudden very heavy demands for behavioral change on women? You know, immediately they get married, which I don't hear when it comes to men. Like I don't hear things like now that you're a married man, you don't know you're a married man and you're behaving like that. It's normally you're a married woman. Why are you behaving X, Y, and Z?
Let me play the devil's advocate and say that it's possible that women maybe are not so loud in terms of demanding it so publicly, but there is a subtle expectation from women that you act accordingly. I know tons of friends of mine who are married who get phone calls when I'm hanging out with them, and the women say, "Si ni saa tano, kwani how long are you planning to stay out?" So that's an expectation, though it's not pronounced in the loudest form as men would, but women also have expectations. However, you've reminded me of a story a lady once told me. She said when they were hanging out, getting to know each other, this boyfriend of hers would often call her over at his place, and he'd showcase his impeccable, cooking skills. On Monday, he'd fix us mad matumbo nyama, matumbo mboga ya kienyeji ugali. On Tuesday, he'd do R&B. Hey baby, but this sijai kupikia ndengu, baby. Ndengu zangu zimeenda maju.
Oh, please.
And then on Wednesday, he'd be making some very serious liver. Cheki unajua utamu ya liver, baby, unaeka roiko mwisho. I said that again. So anyway,
Yes.
and they never had a problem whatsoever. So the chick would, in fact, it became a habit.
She would go over to
She'd
it.
go over to his place, eat a big meal, go to work. After work, go back to his place, even take out, some that she'd carry to work. So 10 today happened, they tie the knot. And they've literally the first weekend, the guy was like, "So when are you cooking?" And the chick was like, "Wait, cooking is your department. What are you talking about?"
Yes.
So the guy was like, "Are you mad? That was dating. That was dating. You have to, hey, I'll tell my father." So he went berserk. So the lady said, no. I've often told you, the reason I enjoy you cooking and even part of why I married you is because I can't cook for the love of God. I can't cook.
And there are
I've
people who
never
actually
been
can't
able to cook.
Yeah.
I can't cook. So were you conning me into a relationship?
Yes.
So it became a big fight. And later on, I think they lasted maybe 6 months in the marriage. And then they went asunder.
Oh,
They
that's
divorced.
sad.
So-
but there had many reasons, but part of them was that she claimed that the guy became a chameleon.
So this guy, so you're saying guys don't say their real
So,
expectations?
yes.
That is true.
So
In
I
regard
think,
to-
and once I was telling Barbara, we are having this conversation, and I told Barbara,
Yeah.
you need to ask 1,001 questions.
Yes. And I've actually learned that.
So
Yeah.
if you cannot cook, just say, you know what, I don't know if you enjoy cooking that you'll be cooking all this time so that you're not cleaning and cooking. And then when you walk down the aisle, you're like, okay, so now you start cooking for
Yeah.
me. So yeah.
Barbara,
I
you've
think-
told stories about men you meet who want you to behave in a certain way.
Not
Almost
even, let me
immediately.
even not go far away. Men who I meet, I always feel very sad because women are judged so harshly. Society expects so much from them. I can give an example. When I was still married, and then I decided to cut my haircut. I'm a hook, and I would meet like people ask me, you're married. Why are you cutting your hair like that?
Yes.
And I'm wondering, what does my hair have to do with this marriage? I am still cooking, cleaning, being, and everyone took it very differently. There are people who, as you're saying, expected me to change the way I dress because they wanted me more in diras to cover up. And I'm like, hey, we cover up in church. I'll cover up. But when I want to wear, I would wear whatever I feel comfortable in. If I want to feel sexy, if I want to go to the office, if I want to wear a knee-length skirt, I wanted to feel that freedom. However, some people felt that I had too much freedom. I remember once someone told my ex, umepatia umama freedom mingi sana. Ndio maana akona kichwa ngumu. And it was very open. We were in an open forum. forum, and I really felt, and this
Or
was
in your earshot.
Yes, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, how can someone say that? Because everyone else came to this party. The ladies were in diras, and I was wearing jeans. I was wearing very fitting jeans. And they felt like now that I am married, I should act or dress differently. And I think that is wrong. Just as Eric says, if you have expectations, say them along the way. Don't wait for me to get married, then change your mind.
Eric, have you ever met this gentleman who meet a chick in the club? Who like they meet in the club and then they continue that culture.
Yes.
And the chick, maybe her favorite dance style is twerking heavily. So they have this romance and then they get married. And then now this guy suddenly wants to tame this chick. You know?
That's very
Like there's that theory for
you met her in a club.
There's this theory for men don't want to marry that chick in the club. Them they want to marry. Like they have another yes, you're in the club and I met you in the club twerking. But now when I marry you, I want you to transform into this
it's actually,
different creature.
It's actually quite strange. As I was saying, and I keep saying, you need to start as you intend to go.
Yes.
If somebody gyrates for part-time, like, that is my song. That is my song. You
Every
know those
song
people
is
for
their
that is
song.
my song.
Yes.
And then they come and do a very serious gymnastic thing with their posterior.
Yes.
If you found them doing that and you liked it, in fact, you say, babe, come vibrate near me. Come vibrate against
Please
me.
not you
Now,
vibrating.
you have to go along as you've begun. You cannot now, that is Cornish, to come around and start saying, you don't feel embarrassed as someone's wife to do that. He was doing
Thank you.
that to you. So I think if you are looking for a chick who's subtle in their mannerisms, the etiquette of socialization dictates that you now do not abort her from that mission. That is what she was doing.
Yes.
Also, if you are, I met a man who was telling me, I met that chick in the bar and she knows that I drink beers until 3 or 4 a.m. That's when I normally go home. She can't come around and start telling me to go home at 10.
Actually, women have that problem. We
Yes.
forget that this man was drinking before you met him.
Yes, so if he comes home at 3:42 a.m., and that's how you guys were condoning in the beginning, don't act shocked. But you're leaving me at home.
But I tell you what, most
I'm
guys,
guilty of that one. I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
most guys they fear that when you go, you see where ladies say that the men are stifling their fun,
Yes.
right? Like the lady wants to go out, and then she wants you to,
But you
to
really
let her.
you-
She wants you to let her go out. No.
Yes.
So I think what men have is a fear of you will behave the same way you behaved when I met you.
No, you will behave the way you guys behave when you're in those bars.
Yes, that's what I'm-
why you don't want us to go.
No.
It's not-
Maybe when I met you, you are a dangerous twerker on anybody. Like you just take one drink and you go nuts. And
So
then
you are-
now you're out there. Me in the house, I'm like, hey, this like it's not safe for me for you to go out.
Maybe she's grown up.
And it's not even that you would be doing something unseemly. It's just that you
The
can't.
fear of how you
the
met.
fear of, but I.
But
think-
even the women
I think
feel
it's-
the same.
I
Even the
think
women
it's-
feel the
I think
same.
it's disingenuous to meet somebody doing something they love, which you loved to the point of talking to them.
Yes.
Check it, come and talk.
But
to
you
me.
loved at that time.
Then now you want her to change. I think that's bad.
It's actually very bad. I once met a guy when I was young, before I got married, and we were really, I could say we were in love. Unfortunately, we could not get married because he had a problem with me wearing short skirts. And he was very clear about it. It's like
But
everything.
thank God for such men.
Yes,
right?
he was
Somebody
very
who
honest.
says
And
what
up to
he
today,
wants.
we are very good friends.
Yeah.
But we just have that. I don't agree with that. And
Yeah.
I agreed. Like, I was like, I'm not going to change for you.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
okay. Go look for someone
think,
else.
I think, Emmanuel, instead of conning somebody into pretending that
Yeah.
you normally are okay with people who gyrate, just say, me, I'm being selfish. Just gyrate against me tonight. But going further, if you have to pursue a serious relationship,
You can't do that.
You cannot be
Yeah,
doing that.
be
Are you
honest.
okay not doing this? Then she say, no, me and gyration are two. I can't stop gyrating. Then now you decide, anyway, because you can't stop. Let's call it a day.
Yes.
We are the adults in the room and hanging out to 94.4 Spice FM. These conversations are just beginning and they will go all the way till the top of the hour. At 9 o'clock, we're going to be receiving your phone calls and your feedback. So please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in. Boys to Men, the End of the Road. That song was a smash hit. In fact, I remember, Eric, when that song came out, we all bought shorts in our place. My elder brothers bought shorts, and they used to walk around in shorts and boots and this walking stick. Just to be as cool as Boys to Men.
They were quite revolutionary.
Yeah, they
Men
were.
just love the song.
Yeah.
It's funny when you see now they're men. They can't just drop the boys.
No, they're still singing very well. They're still. Have you heard the latest songs?
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and we're just beginning to get the ball rolling. At the top of the hour, we're gonna get straight into a hot topic, and at 9 o'clock, we're gonna start receiving your phone calls and your feedback. And the feedback is already coming in, but as usual, before I read some of the feedback, I'm hanging out with some of my favorite people on the planet Earth.
That is absolutely right. You are tuned in to 94.4 Spice FM. If you're in the areas of Hardy, Karen, Lavington Green, Riara, Riverside Drive, Oleodume, the frequency to tune in is 94.4. A very warm welcome to you also all the way down in Nyeri, Karatina, Othaya, Muiga Town, Otetu. We are live on 97.9. Remember, Spice FM is a fast station coming alive in visual format. What that means is from your PC or phone, if you went to www.spicefm.co.ke, you'll not only get to see us, but hear us. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I'm Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you were listening from Taita, Voi, Mombasa, the frequency is 87.9. Pardon me for that. If you're listening from Narok, that is Nakuru, the frequency is 96.0. If you're listening from Kisumu, Kitale, Kakamega, Ikolomani, this frequency is 102.5. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, you got that right, Barbara. And in regard to our conversation earlier about men switching when you get married.
Yes.
A lady called Shaz has sent in some feedback. She sent a poem, it looks like a poem to me. She says, beware of the person that desires you because of your views, but doesn't agree with them. Beware of the person that wants to have sex with you because you're so free and open-minded, but ignores the totality of you. Beware of the person that is turned on by your freedom of expression and how open you are, yet only wants to control you.
All right.
She said it so well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I like that. Please send that to me.
You look excited.
You need to beware. No, I'm actually particularly glad. While I appreciate Shaz's comment, I've just seen, because we have a very big screen in the studio, and His Excellency, the President, former President Moi, has just turned 95 today.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that's
95.
amazing.
Yeah, that's quite a feat. 95. You know, the life expectancy is said of Kenyan male is 56.
It's 56 again.
And the Kenyan female is somewhere around 62, I think.
All right.
So that's quite a feat for
So
His
why was I
Excellency.
reading Keanu Reeves' age?
You should have been saying today is Moi's birthday.
Moi's birthday.
Yeah,
Amazing.
95th
Yes.
birthday.
Baba Nyayo,
And
did
as
you take
an
maziwa ya
alumni
Nyayo?
of Kabarak High School, you ought to have known that.
Yeah, definitely. That is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
four-point
So
by that.
so that's amazing. Tell Chaz thanks for that good message.
Yeah, man.
We much appreciate that.
Eric, do you want to share what's on your mind, sir?
I
There
was
is
about
a-
to ask him the same.
There is a lot that is on my mind.
What is on your mind, my darling?
But of particular, I am completely not happy with a bunch of people, Emmanuel included, especially people who are married. There is a need that most guys who are married or in relationships have to incessantly try to hook up guys who are single.
That's true, man. You like doing that to him.
They feel that
guy.
they feel that we are sort of incapacitated in some form of way.
It's like we don't know.
So I keep getting phone calls from people who've been my friends for a long time. It's like, hey, there's someone I want you to say hi to. So I'm like, who? You just talk to them. Then I'm like, hello, hi Eric, how are you? Check you fine. Who's this?
You say that at your
Yeah, like, oh yes. What is this about? They're like, okay, I'll just take your number from Nick. He was just tell. I'm like, look,
How do you just
I am not interested in being in a relationship. And if I were, I would totally get a girlfriend for myself.
If I meet a lady who I think, because I know Eric's long list, all right? Or yours. If I meet someone who has the pointers that can meet your threshold,
No.
why can't I, as your friend,
But
share with
that's-
you?
Emmanuel, why can't you just mind your own business?
Yeah.
Let's
No.
start by that.
We are friends.
No.
We are friends.
Have I
I'm friends
given you
with
the
you.
Yes, you're
prerogative?
my
And I
friend.
know you're
Have I
single.
given you the prerogative
Listen,
to
listen.
get a girlfriend for me?
Listen,
Emmanuel,
Barbara,
yes.
you're single, and I know your parameters of
Yes.
someone who you'd like. All right, and I'm like, hey, this person probably might.
But I
hit it
haven't
off with
asked
Barbara.
you.
You don't have to ask me. I'm your friend.
Hey. Can I look for a second wife? Please?
Exactly.
Can I get you a second wife?
You. Can we do that? We know your parameters and we're your friend. Can we get you a second wife?
Can I
Or
look
a
for
side
a woman?
chick?
For me, I remember my dad once got tired of my brother not being married. So he decided to...
I'm even laughing. I don't know why.
He called him and said, I'm tired of you being a single man at 40. So I have taken, me and the elders have taken it upon myself to look for you a Bukusu woman
Oh my God.
from Luandeti for you to marry.
That is terrible.
Can
You
you
know,
imagine? But it
I
was
hope
out
they
of,
do-
but anyway, my point is this: I think it's out of love. It's not out of training.
Sometimes
it's terrible.
it's
Let
too
me tell
much.
you, that sometimes it's borderline disrespectful.
Yes.
Well, this is what triggered me. Earlier on when I was coming to work,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at a clip of Mr. Steve Harvey, who's
Yes.
down in South Africa. And while at an interview, a very respectful interview by a lady called Thando in one of the stations in SA, Thando's line of questioning was what Steve is doing in Johannesburg. And Steve was so insistent on Thando meeting his son. He was like, I have a boy, man. I got a son. He's about 29 years old. He's rich. He's a content creator. I could hook you guys up, man. And this lady painfully was trying to duck.
Yeah.
And he kept insisting. So I
And
thought
most
about
people
Emmanuel.
do that. And it's
So
very annoying.
If you're listening and you're my friend, I am not looking to be in a relationship.
I am also standing by Eric. I am not looking for a relationship. Emmanuel, stop hooking us up.
And if you know a friend who is single and enjoying their solitude, leave them alone.
I have a friend called Humphrey. All right, we used to call him Humph because I haven't seen him in a while.
Yes.
Right? So Humph had this terrible engagement. He engaged this chick, and then she said no. She returned his ring, and he was broken-hearted. So what Humph did after like a month, he called his friend, his girlfriend, like you and your friend Shiko. So he called his friend Shiko and said, "Hey, listen, man, me, I'm ready to settle down. Can you get for me a wife?" And in a month. That her name is not called Shiko, but
Yes.
we'll use that name. Shiko had organized a wife for Humphrey, and they're married till now.
That bless their hearts. That's Humphrey.
Yeah.
My name is Eric Omondi.
I feel
I
like
am not Humphrey.
I tell you what may I think of you, and I'm telling you as your pal.
No, but on a serious note, Emmanuel, you always push it for him.
No,
I
this
don't know
guy-
if you haven't realized he doesn't like it.
No. I think you're an extremist.
What do you
I think
mean?
you're closing all doors. Mara, you
He is
want
not
a
ready.
chick
It's
who-
it's okay not to be ready. It is okay to be alone.
You want me to torture
It is
someone's
a
daughter with
moment.
boredom?
What do you mean by
By
total
the this guy
boredom?
can end up boring
like
that
I
chick.
can bore her to death because
Yeah,
I'm not ready. So don't force people. Don't
Oh,
force
so your
relations.
message is you're not ready. You
I
don't
am
want-
not
Yes.
ready. And not only just me. I'm a big
There are many people
representative
out
for
here.
many people who are listening.
Barbara, are you
who are
part
single.
of these people?
Yes, I'm part of these people, and I'll even say it, and I agree with him. I also have the same problem. People think that they want to hook me up. I need to get babies. My biological. I already
That's
have
being
one.
alone is a handicap.
Yes,
not a
it's not
handicap.
a handicap. When you get around it and you're okay with it and you can live with it, it is fine.
But let me tell you guys, there's some joys you guys are missing out on.
That's fine.
Like what?
That's fine.
I'm not missing cooking for a man and cleaning after him. I'm okay.
How well do you know?
Manuel Kisingani. If you're in the environs of Nairobi, Kitengela, Rongai, Wangige, the signal is 94.4 Spice FM. And if you are in Kitusuru, places like Spring Valley, places like Muthaiga, the signal still is 94.4 Spice FM.
That is absolutely right. A very warm welcome to you from the great county of Malindi in the areas of Magarini, Kaloleni, Ganze, Rabai, or even down at Maweni. If you're listening from Malindi, the frequency is 97.6, and in some regions it's 97.7. Remember also that Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format. What that means is, with your laptop stuck in the office or in traffic in a matatu, you can simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke and you get to be part of the action by watching us and also listening to us. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Economy. You can also plug in through our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And at the top of the hour, that is an hour from now, you could call us on 0719-012-600. Let us know what you think about the hot topic, which will be coming through in the next 15 minutes.
Barbara, you said that just right. And Eric, before we went to the break, you're saying you didn't want to be hooked up. And he said it on national air, national
I have
radio.
a feeling this guy
That
is not
means-
even listening to what we're saying, because tomorrow he'll still tell us, I met this person. I know Emmanuel.
that somebody is not married or that somebody is not in a relationship is not a free pass to be given a phone to speak to a random person.
Yeah.
On Saturday night, as I was minding my day, making my mushrooms and drinking my very nice hot green tea. Unasikia? I was drinking green tea and doing what, Emmanuel?
Mushrooms.
Making mushrooms.
Making my
You should know how it sounds. That's why we are laughing.
So while making my mushrooms, a random friend of mine I was in school with called me and said, "Hey, yeah, talk to somebody." So I said, "Who is it?" He was like, "No, you talk to them." So I said, "Hello." Like, "Hi, how are you? My name is Milka." I was like, "Hey, what is this about?" So I have to change my tone.
So that you're not
So I'm not, because if you say, "Hi, Milka," you like, hi. Then it is going to bring a lot of trouble. So what I did is I told my friend, now when he'd sobered up, I said, "Look, I'm not looking to be in a state of marriage
yes.
or to be in a relationship. When I am ready, I will invite you to my wedding
Or
after
tell
I've sourced
you.
for the girlfriend I want."
Yeah.
It's not your prerogative to start looking for somebody.
Yes.
So guys, stop it, man.
It's bad manners, Emmanuel.
We've had for today.
And what's on your mind?
What's on my mind? I came across an interesting article. An interesting tweet. All right, over the weekend. So this gentleman, I'll retweet it. So if you want to follow if you want to see that tweet in the flesh, you can go to my wall. All right.
Why do you have a feeling it's a very interesting one?
No, it's interesting. It says, this guy says, allegedly, that young men, he didn't say allegedly, I'm the one who's added the allegedly.
Yes.
So he says he says, young men from Kiambu need prayers. So far, I know like 15 guys who've sold inherited land, some even up to 80 million, na pesa yote ikaisha kwa pombe, I don't want to say the last word. So this guy, his argument is people are selling their land in those regions. And if you read that thread, it has very sad stories down there. One of the stories on the thread is there's this family who sold their land. Because land is very expensive right now around Ruaka, those areas.
Yes.
Kitengela,
So he's saying,
that side.
yeah, so this guy says there's a family he knows who sold land for 200 million shillings. All right. And then in 8 months, they had blown away all that money. Because you see, it's not a big piece of land. Those lands, they're like maybe an eighth.
My God.
But you see, they're valuable because people are building flats.
Yes.
But the fact that somebody can sell land for like 200 million and
be-
bang all that money,
In less than a year.
yeah, in less than a year, to me was crazy. So my question was, when I was reading this thread, my thought was, probably we don't have a financial problem. We have a money management problem. Because you see, you're selling your land for 200M, but you don't know how to manage that 200M which you get. So you end up banging the whole
Yes.
amount of money.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was thinking about it the other day. You see, the biggest, as a devout Christian, the biggest miracle oftentimes is not really the miracle in itself.
Yes.
It is the ability to manage the miracle. I'll give you an example. A lot of people pray for work, oh God, help me work. Oh, I
Get me a
need
job,
work. I
yeah.
need employment. Now, the miracle is not the job. It's staying employed.
yeah.
Now, what makes you stay employed is showing up on time.
Yes.
But a lot of us, if you really want to interrogate your character, can you really show up on time? I know some people have had very humorous stories who were fired because he came to work late because he was drunk. The other thing I want
And
to
yet
say
he was
about-
praying for a
yes,
job.
The other thing I want to talk about that in regards to your story or the tweet you've quoted, there's no amount of money that cannot finish.
Yes.
I was reading about Mike Tyson, how in the 80s, his net worth was $450 million.
Yeah, I saw a
upwards.
documentary on the same.
There is Mike Tyson sold his house and the later years of his financial desperation to 50 Cent for $25 million. So this guy banged half a billion US dollars from the 80s all the way to early 90s. So no amount of money cannot finish.
Yes.
But a lot of us don't think like that. Also, we have a big problem about financial intelligence.
Yes.
We think that the more money you have, you just stay rich. And you can compete with $1 million shillings and blow it up in a weekend.
Yes.
I see people swiping 200,000.
And you're like, ouch.
That's like, no. Leta venye tuko. Alafu don't embarrass me, In my table, we don't do shots. We don't do shots.
do
Bring a
bottles.
bottle. So that will actually run you broke.
I remember
Yes.
the first time I came across 800 G's together.
Yes.
I went to my ATM and I could not believe, Maze, there was 800 G's in my account. But another time, which I remember, which I could not believe, was when that 800 G's became like 25 G's.
Culture shock.
Take it 25K. Yeah. Paka, you remove your card and put it back. You're like, where did the money go?
Also,
But it
as,
happened.
as black people, Barbara,
Yes.
we have a tendency to really blow up. Like, tunajirudishia mwili shukrani, excess.
Yes, we have that
I have
problem.
a friend, Emmanuel,
Yes.
who had slightly more than 800. I think he had like 5 million. He did something, I don't know what he did, and he landed a deal of 6 million. But this guy went and hired a yacht.
My God.
He hired a yacht, and he had 2 nice, hot-looking chicks and a butler. Do you call them a butler?
Yes.
Somebody serving. So
Yeah.
this person was frying
In the middle of-
caviar in the middle of the ocean. So this is what they do. In the middle of the ocean, he'd wake up, sleep in the hotel, then take his shorts and towel, get into the yacht,
And
and then
dry-
ride into the ocean. Then he'd just be massaged. Check, gumba, finya gumba. Squeeze the gumba. Aye, uti wa mgongo. Then these ladies would massage him. So he banged maybe 2 million in that water body for the weekend. You know?
Reckless spending.
Yes. And then he'd be like, hey, I've never gone to India. Then on Monday, he flies to India. So you can.
We have a
bang him.
problem in management, and it just reminds me. I think you've seen all these reality shows or these music artist shows
Yes.
that they do. I think in the past 4 years, we've had artists winning like about 5 million, and if you see them 4 months later after they've won that money, they don't have it. And you start wondering, what did this young man do with 4 million? It's the same thing you're saying. We have very poor management skills. I think it goes back to either how we were brought up or our culture, because we get excited.
Yeah.
It's called urban. I don't know if it's urban excitement is the best word I can use for it, because your background makes you feel like, I want to spend this. You don't think about the future. Most of us, when we get money, we are so excited. We're like, we want to take ourselves out. We want to go for it. We like giving ourselves, what do you say it, Sally? Tunapatia mwili shukrani.
Yeah. It's called revenging.
Yes, which is
I
very
don't
wrong. You
to-
can't be revenging every month with your salary.
I'm not here to promote other establishments because I work for Standard Group. But there's a show I watched where Manu Chandari was being interviewed.
Yes.
And it was very simple.
Yes.
They didn't even show his car.
Yes.
But now the next person was being interviewed. They showed
And
so many of his useless things that he owns.
Yeah,
So I'm like, this guy didn't watch the previous episode.
Yeah,
The
people
guy
don't-
just had a conversation with the presenter.
Yes,
but everyone else wants to show us their
Lem-
property, material
Let
things
me
they've
tell you
acquired.
one of the things that shocked me once. One of the things, Kisiangani and Barbara, money is new to us as a race, as black
Yes.
people. Money is really new to
Yes.
us because of many historical injustices. One time, I was walking on Fifth Avenue. I was visiting the States, and I saw a gentleman. I was going to window shop, H&M, yada yada. And I saw a gentleman. This young guy, African American brother, counted $9,000 in cash. He was buying.
That's 900,000.
No.
900K.
$9,000 is how much? Around $10,000 is a million.
So it's about
So
900
about
900K,
900,000.
yeah.
He was buying a very high-end designer handbag for this very skinny Caucasian woman.
Did you have to say skinny?
No, they have these zero thing.
Yes.
What is it called? Zero weight or zero some skinny
Yes.
size something.
Size zero.
Size zero. So he counted $9,260. I couldn't believe it at the till. And it went ding, one item. So I was just like, my goodness. And this guy didn't look like he was loaded. It looked
Yes.
like he landed maybe a deal. And I just think it was... He
wants to excite his woman.
So the problem, I think, in my view, the other time I went to some place in Bogolobi in Uganda, and this guy, very big guy, he had a monstrous appetite, generous belly, was buying bottles for many, many chicks. So I think it's a problem that cuts across, because white people don't quite behave like us.
They're very disciplined in how
Barbara,
they
maybe it's something to do with our parenting styles.
Yeah,
right?
it could
how
be.
How we raise our kids. And that brings us to a hot topic today. Today we're going to talk about parenting styles in the 21st century. Yeah. And we'd like to know the things, especially Eric and Barbara. I'd like to know the things that you noted as you were growing up from your parents' parental style.
Yes.
And maybe the things that you wouldn't like to happen in your life, in
And maybe
your children's lives.
Or some
you know?
of them will pick them up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So those are the things we're going to be discussing. Parenting styles in the 21st century.
At the top of the hour.
So at the top of that, we're going to discuss that. So you're saying something, Barbara, about...
I was saying this idea of people spending money that they don't have. I think we live a lie. And
Even
most of
if you have it.
yeah, okay. Even if you have it,
I tell you what, I hope you're, I'm not
Yes.
cutting you short.
No problem.
Because a country like Israel is a very dry, very small place.
Mm-hmm.
But the production they have, because they know how to manage what they have effectively. You know, it's a very small place, but they produce so much like fruits that come out of Israel.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I think, and that's we have like.
And do you know they picked soil from us?
yes.
They picked soil
Yeah,
from
I
Kenya.
saw that. I saw that. I
They
once
picked
saw
soil
that.
from us.
They had a documentary on it.
For their for their farming, they came and picked some soil from us because our soil is fertile. We have bigger land, better soil, but they are producing much more produce than we are.
Yeah, we should learn how to manage. And like in Kitengela where I live, as Barbara was saying,
Yes.
there are men who've sold, old Maasai men.
Yes.
Who
Even the young ones who've inherited from their
they
fathers.
sell and then they go and live now in the town.
Even
for like 6 months.
And in 6 months, someone blows up.
I'll check out
100 mil.
I'll check out your tweet so I better understand the context. However, there are guys also who, as African people, like you get a promotion and you marry a second wife. We love liabilities.
What is that?
We love
Especially people
liabilities.
from my culture,
So we don't
on the
think-
western region. They
Yes.
have a problem with that. A little, you get a few coins,
Yes.
you think it's
Like
mandate.
Emmanuel, now you're promoted here.
In
And then
fact,
you get,
we,
so you
don't
get
laugh,
another
don't
wife
laugh.
and introduce her to your wife. Check it. Oh yeah, about that promotion, I've gotten someone to assist you in the family. I think it's very strange.
we increase our. Ama, you remember the conversation we were having on Friday about how ladies buy very affordable cars.
Yes.
With manageable CCs.
Yes.
But some guys run and buy German machines.
You get
which you
excited.
cannot afford.
I met a guy over the weekend who had a phone worth 280,000 shillings, and he told me he bought it cash. So I really went away laughing, checking me. Hey, yeah? Hey. I was just like, it has the same features as any other phone.
it's
but I don't know.
excitement and he can pay for it.
That's crazy.
But if you can do it, fine. But make sure your finances are in order. That's what I always say.
If you can do it.
Yes, if you can afford it, it's okay. But make sure your finances are in order. 6 months down the line, you don't come to regret
There's
that
also a
decision.
conversation around the sense in doing it, really. Like, I don't know, but maybe that's not my place to enter. But I think...
No, just say it.
Just say
No,
it.
no, I'm just like the sensibility of it. For instance, that I can go across the road and get a full body massage daily. That, you know, there are things that are beneficial, but not that everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to think deeper than just the.
It reminds me of there's a time a friend of mine was buying a bed.
Barbara, hold that thought. It's the top of the hour. Don't touch that dial. Bringing you to the top of the hour. It's 8:05, and you're hanging out with the adults in the room right here on 94.4 Spice FM. Listen, at the top of the hour, we're gonna start receiving your feedback from our hot topic of today. Our hot topic of today is, as a parent, or depending on how you're brought up, what do you think is a suitable parenting style? So if you're in Nairobi, the frequency is 94.4 Spice FM. And as usual, I'm hanging out with my favorite people on the planet.
That is absolutely right. A very warm welcome to you wherever you're listening from. And particularly welcome my listeners all the way down in Kisumu, Muhoroni, Nyando, Siaya, Nyakach, Mlimani, Mamboleo, Bunga, and Ahero area. We are live and direct on 102.5 in Great County of Kisumu. If you're down at the coast, Magarini, Kaloleni, Ganze, Rabai, Maweni, Malindi areas, we welcome you on 97.6. And if you're in the office waiting for the traffic to thaw and you want to tune in to all these wonderful party we are having here and great conversations, remember, Spice FM is a fast radio station coming alive in visual format. What that means is you could simply go on your PC or on your mobile phone and enter www.spicefm.co.ke and you get to not only see us but watch us. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Money. You could also chime in on the conversation. Let us know what you think on our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE. Let me repeat that. Spice FM KE on Facebook Instagram, and Twitter. Let us know how you were raised, what you think about current parenting and this digital age.
Yeah, Barbara, you said it just right. So let me break it down for you, Barbara and Eric. I'm quite excited about this topic because we're living in a 21st century world.
Yes.
Where people are going through new challenges that you've never faced before.
Yes.
Like you can go online and follow this show live. In fact, there's a friend of mine who was telling me one of his problems that he's facing at home is that he's always tuned into this show, online.
All right.
So he has his phone, then he has his Bluetooth in his ear, and he's listening to the show from 7 to 10. So the problem that he has is, you see, he has kids over there that he has to raise.
Ooh.
And the guy has spent the whole day at work. So he's reached home, he's tuned. I'm not telling you guys not to tune out of the station. I'm just giving you guys a scenario.
Yes,
So he has kids to raise. He has attention that he has to give to the things that he likes. Maybe he's also tired.
He wants to relax.
There are some people who live, say, in a place like Kitengela. All right. So if you live in Kitengela and you're supposed to be at your workplace by 8 in the morning, that means you have to leave home at like 5.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
And then you get to work, and then you leave. When you leave work at 5:30 or 6, you're gonna get home again at 8.
Yeah.
So you see now the challenges parents are facing, because now when you get home at 8, your children are tired, they're sleeping.
Yes.
Are you gonna wake them up to spend
And
time
the
with
nanny has the one who's been taking care of his kids.
Yes. So that begs the question that like the parental styles that you have to adopt right now in this 21st century world obviously have to be different from how we were raised up.
That is absolutely right. That reminds me of, I think what needs to also be said is that the styles you use to raise your infants stay with them for long periods of time. Matter of fact, they can replicate them on their kids, and they even formulate their character, if I may say. I remember I was dating somebody once who I was so shocked. I come from I think my mother was very authoritarian. She was very, you have to be home at a particular time, when I'm talking, you're quiet. So when I became an adult and I was dating, and this lady said, just pick me whenever. So I said, what do you mean whenever?
Yeah.
So she
you don't
said,
have rules at your house.
Yeah. So and then she said, okay, fine, pick me at 11:45. Because that's when it starts to kick where we are going. So it's like, what? At your house? Are you at your friend's house? She's like, no, you're just carrying at my mother's house. So to my shock, I drove all the way, picked her up. And she's like, bye, mom, see you. Then the mom like, keep safe. So, and then she entered my car, and I almost drove like a safari rally because I was
feeling guilty.
I thought the dad now will come out with a gun and shoot the tire of my car. But that came about how different our styles of being raised were. Because I came from a very, mommy, even me as a boy, by 6, if I was not home, and I grew up in the time when there was no mobile phone, I'd start sprinting towards the house.
But then you'll be locked out.
Yes, because my mother was not playing. There's a time I came home at 8. She locked the door and just told me, because this is your house and you're the one paying rent. Watch tonight.
My dad once did that to me.
She said, let me just sleep tonight peacefully. Tomorrow, you will enter your house and sleep the way you want. And I slept on the corridor outside. The whole night, I kept peeping, thinking she's joking. Yeah?
And she didn't budge.
The second time I was late, she'd fried a very nice liver and green skuma wiki. And she really was eating.
And you could see her through the window.
And she knew I enjoyed that liver thing. Then she started shaking the mala. Then I sat in the dining area waiting to be served. She was like, what are you doing here? You go sleep. So I told her, I mumbled in a shaky voice, I was like, sijakula. So she was like, I know, go and sleep. And everybody ate. And then she took the meal and locked it. Our fridge had a padlock. So she locked the fridge and went to her bedroom with the key. So this different, I think this is a very important conversation.
Yes.
Because
Barbara,
for me,
what was the style at your place?
I think it is a mixture between authoritarian and authoritative for us. Yes. But for what I think about kids don't come right now, being that I'm a parent, they don't come with an instruction manual. Yes. You just raise and you're forced to figure it out as you go. My parenting style is, and I always say it is influenced by how I was raised, my culture, and sometimes our income status. Let us not lie. lie. The more money or a few coins you get, you want to raise the level of your child or where they go, the school you go to. So I feel like the current digital age is influenced by that. And some of them also influenced by a spouse, if you have a spouse. Because, for example, if I'm married to Eric, we might not agree on how we'll raise these children, but we'll come to a compromise. So this generation for now are raising kids based on their backgrounds, whether you liked how your parents raised you or you want to change it, whether the culture you come from, the background, and our income status. I stand corrected, but that's how I feel we are raising our children right now.
You know, Eric, you reminded me of a very interesting story. When I was, I've dated two, you guys accused me of dating for long haul.
You know, you date people for 7 years. They are not presidential terms.
So I dated two ladies consecutively.
Yes.
Right? There's
Back
one
to back to back.
No, I don't.
7 years. Emmanuel, you didn't have a place where you had a breather.
So listen. So the first 7 years I was with this other lady.
You see, 7 years.
In fact, she was older than me by a year. You know. And then her place was very conservative. You know, there was no those stories of. I remember there was once she tried to move into my place, and her mom sent her a text because I saw that text and said, "Stop that nonsense." I'm reading like it was in caps, like "Stop that nonsense."
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And then she was like, "Hey, my mom has said I can't live with you." So I was like, obviously, I was excited because I didn't want to live with her anyway.
Yes.
So she moved. She quickly ran back home with her clothes. Now when I met this new lady who is now my wife,
She didn't mind moving in with you.
I'd go to her place to visit her, all right? So there's once she said, "Hey, today I can't hang out over here. I've decided to, I'm at her place and her mother is there."
Yeah.
So she said, "Today I think I'll just come and spend the night at your
And
place."
your mother, her mother is listening.
Yeah, her mother was there. So
Wow.
I'm like, that is not strange. So she wakes up and tells her mother, "Cheke mom, leo naenda kulala kwa Manu." So I'm like, so me, I'm over there on the couch squirming, and then they kiss, like they kiss on they smooch, you know those smooches.
Pecks
from
the
back.
women, yes.
Yeah, they peck, and then she takes her bag and we leave together to my place.
Oh, please keep that family. My mother cannot allow such things to happen. How? Do you know we used to lie to go for sleepovers? Oh my God, I'm sure someone is listening and will tell her.
The way I know my mother, if there was such an action, if my sister was, so I personally, as my brother's sister, I'd have jumped out of the window committing suicide because of what would happen immediately after.
How?
So I guiltily drove with her because
there's no way.
Looking back, I should have said, "Hey, this is a bit inappropriate. I'll come and pick you maybe another day." But I drove with her all the way to my
even
place.
going out, we used to lie that we are going out. I remember there's a time I lied I was going for a kesha. And oh my God, I'm sure my mom's friend or child will hear, so she'll hear this story in the morning. I said I was going for a kesha. So I dressed in this overcoat.
Tight clothes, then
the tight clothes inside, then an overcoat. Yes. Then I went downstairs, then I had pegs in my pocket. I hung the loose clothes because I knew when I come back, I'll wear the loose ones. Shock on me, I found my mom in the morning, had unhung the clothes. So here I am walking around, walk of shame in my indecent short clothes. Oh Lord.
If you want to hear the rest of the story, don't touch that dial. You're hanging out 94.4 Spice FM.
Spice.
You're hanging out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, the home of the most authentic conversation and soul music. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and if you're in Nairobi, the frequency will remain as 94.4 Spice FM.
That is absolutely right. A very warm welcome to you in Changamwe, Likoni, Kisauni, Nyali, and Bamburi areas of Mombasa. The frequency to tune in if you're down at the coast is 87.9. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You could also plug into our social media handles, that is Spice FM KE, and let us know what you think about this topic. And you could also call us in the next 30 minutes on 0719-012-600. Let us know what you think about the best parenting styles and how you were parented.
Barbara, you're telling us a story before we went to the break about hanging clothes.
Yes, so by the time I came back in the morning at around 4 a.m., because we used to be...
Where were you? You went to your boyfriend's house?
No, I went for a party. I went out, a jam session.
Yes,
but I was supposed to go for a kesha. So the thing is, my folks were so funny. If you told my mom, honestly, I want to go out for the longest, my mom used to say, if you say you're going out, you're going dancing. That is sinful, that is bad. So the only way my parents would allow you to go out is if you're going for a kesha, or you say you're going to Kinamumbi's place, she's sick, we are going for a sleepover. Those are the things my mom would believe. If you say the truth, you will not go. She wouldn't even fund this project.
Yes.
So we had to come up with lies till we were older.
Yeah.
And since you're staying in her roof, there is no way you're going
was
to.
not negotiable.
There are no bare minimums.
Yeah.
This is it. So when I was caught in the morning, I wanted to open the door. I found them seated there. They had been sitting there from midnight waiting for me to come. I rolled in at 5. Oh Lord, the prayers that I did not receive. The lecture. I was almost slapped. They spoke to me for 3 hours. And then at 6:30, they tell me, go and make tea and mandazis and we are going to church.
Yeah.
And I have not slept.
Yeah, that was very befitting. Emmanuel, there's one time my mother found me. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I want you to hold that thought. There's a video Barbara
yes.
brought, which I'd like to play.
Yeah,
All
please
right.
play it.
Barbara,
About parenting styles.
Do you have any background about the video?
I feel like from a parenting and how I was brought up and our current, we mix it up. We don't have, not every parent has one style. You find a parent can have authoritarian or, authoritarian and what else? Authoritarian and authoritative. They mix it up. Or others are permissive, depending on the scenario. So based on this, it's just, let us just blend in and find out, if it were you, which line of parenting would you take up?
All right. So I get what you're saying, Barbara. So my question is to you guys,
Yes.
like compared to the modern world, because it's something, there's something you said earlier, and Eric, I hope what I'm saying merges with what you are about to say before I play the video. In my village, even now when you go to shags, if you meet someone older than you call him Papa.
Yes.
That's how you say it, Papa,
Yes.
which means my father. And then if it's a lady who's older than you call her Mai, which means
Mama.
mother, or mommy. So what that means is there was some sort of collective responsibility in raising kids, all right? Like everyone can beat you up because they are your papa or your Mai, all right? Right now, because of the like right now we are very close. You live in your flat with your children. I can't go beating up my neighbor's kid. So I think those are some of the challenges which we are facing right now.
I think, yes, you're right
My
in
aunties
saying...
could beat us up, our neighbors.
You're right in saying that. I was just looking at Barbara's video. My mother was all those things except permissive and uninvolved.
Yes.
My mother, one time I was buying Mutura. I'll come back to you. Mutura. Very innocently. I just cleared Form 4,
Yeah.
not Class 8. And I had lose 80 bob, so I said, let me buy Mutura. Then I didn't know she was somewhere behind spotting me. So she came and held me, and my feet were dangling. Then she started telling me why I'm doing there in a dingy corner eating mutura. And she was saying, do you want to smoke weed here in this corner? She was accusing me of the most heinous. And then she let loose and told me to run to the house and read. So I was like, what am I reading of?
You finished from 4 and someone is telling you to go and read.
My mother was, you see those society things? She was the society combined. In fact,
She was Papa and Mama.
she was Papa and Mama. My mother's nickname was Saddam. She was a terrorist. Like people used to look at her. Like the neighbors' kids would see her and run to their houses. So now to answer you about collective parenting, I think it played a very important role.
Yes.
Because now you see a lot of people excusing very heinous behaviors. Like the other day, I think about 2 months ago, I was in church and kids were almost running me down and jumping the queue, trying to buy something before me. So there's a sense of lack of discipline. A lot of kids are nowadays so indisciplined. Like that kid I was telling you, I went to a party and was having huge drumsticks.
Yes.
Even the portions they are serving.
Why
they can even talk back at you. Do you know kids can talk about you?
Yes.
They're like, Auntie, shut up.
No, there's one. I think, I don't know if it was Emmanuel, someone was telling me a story. They had an in-law visiting.
Yes.
And then the child told them, return it to Disney Junior. Uku si kwenyu. And I was like, hello?
Barbara, it's funny you say that. I went to see a friend of mine in Spring Valley.
Yes.
And we had a very interesting session. We were hanging out. And then as I was leaving, her daughter was telling me, go! And banging the door.
Seriously?
So the mom was like, don't do that to the guest. It's like, go away! Go away! Go! And it's just like, I felt like lifting her high up and just shaking her for 3 minutes. Like, don't do that to guests! Don't do that! So there are many, many kids who are really indisciplined. So
I think we failed as parents.
This is what I would do, Emmanuel, if I'm being honest. I think I would employ, I don't have any kids yet, I would employ authoritative and authoritarian forms of raising
Authoritative and?
Authoritarian. So that my say
That's
so...
the same one.
No, they're
authoritarian
and authoritarian. They're two
they're
different.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Authoritative is this. Because of my say so, I've said so, you're going to follow this line. But The caveat for me would be, which my mother never used to do, I would explain the consequences of you having refused my authority. So if I say, for instance, if I say you don't go out past a particular hour, I'll tell you about morality, I'll tell you about discipline and the dangers that are.
So more or less the reason why.
The reason. I'll explain the reason. But if you refuse, I would employ authoritarianism. All right? This is where I take your leg and a nice slippers and whack your behind.
I tell you what. I tell you what, before I go to you, Barbara.
Yes.
Let me tell you guys, from my observation, the parenting styles I've seen,
Yes.
among my friends who have kids.
Yes.
I'm announcing them right now. I think there's one I've seen called the TV. I've just given them my own names, all right?
Yes.
There's the TV parenting style.
Which is that?
Which you just have a very nice kids channel on the TV, all right? And then it captures the attention of the kid. So they just watch that TV the whole day. In fact, the kid.
Okay, they can't be watching it the whole day, Manuel. You're exaggerating.
No, they watch it for a very long period of time. Like they use that to capture their attention. So they're like, if, you just leave the TV on. In fact, that is why. In fact, my partner used to do
let me
that.
tell you what we call
Used
that
to talk like
uninvolved parenting.
I don't know what it's called technically. You will tell
Yes.
me, Barbara.
Yes.
So that's one of them. Another one, which I'll say very quickly before I go to you, Barbara, is dumping parent style. All right.
yeah.
So what do you do? My friend used to do that. He'd come and dump his kids over the weekend, plus his wife. I've told you guys this story before. At my place. All right. So now me, I'm the one who now has a burden of.
You
buying
become the
them
babysitter.
lunch. Yes. I become the nanny. They dump them at a place. And I tell you what they do. Like Barbara didn't dump, but Barbara's daughter was at the grandmother's place the other day.
Yes.
So some parents are very excited when such things happen. They're like, Fuchs, they're going for VBS. They dump
Yes.
them in VBS.
Yeah.
They dump them at a relative's house.
Yes.
So they're happy. Like,
When the kids are not there.
Schools are opening right now.
They
They even dump them at school.
That is true. So, that's true.
Or they dump them in the house.
Yes.
I actually understand what you say when it means dumping
What do you
parenting.
think? What do you think?
I think, with today's age, majority of parents sometimes we are not hands-on to our kids.
Yes.
So that's why I said uninvolved. Many people will not want to be told they're uninvolved in their children's life, but majority of the time, and especially these terms of boarding school coming up. The other day I was speaking to a friend of mine and I was asking her, "Where's your daughter?" And she tells me, "In boarding school." And I'm like, "She's in class 3." And she was like, "No, we get late." The same thing that Emmanuel was telling me. "Oh, we are busy with that." And I really felt that this child was too young to go to boarding school. However, it was not my, it's not my business.
it's
You
her
get,
own personal
which is
choice,
also wrong thing approach that we say it's not my business. 2 weeks ago, I was actually giving a lift to a friend of mine. We're coming from church, and I met this. I think it was an older brother with with his 2 little sisters. They're trying to cross the road, and this boy, the little ones were haggling. So I actually stopped and put the window down, and I told the little girls, "Can you listen to your brother? You'll be knocked." They actually obeyed and went in line. And my friend asked me, "Why don't you learn to mind your own business?" And then I looked at her as we drove past and asked, "Since when did we stop caring about other people's children? Did we, we've left parenting to each and everyone." I think for a moment or for a portion, we need to go back to raising our kids as a society because we fail. My friend who took her child to boarding school at class 3, that was the last year. This year is having a problem because this girl has become rebellious, independent. There's some habits. Not that every kid does that, but for her, I feel it was a wrong move. Considering she was a single parent, this child has felt that she has been thrown
But
away.
that begs the question, because you see now we are living.
That is the dumping style.
Yeah, we are living in because I have to go to work and make my money, and I can't afford a nanny. So the only thing that I can do is maybe take you to
Emmanuel, more than
a boarding school.
more than your friends who
Yes,
dump-
you can, but when they're older, I think, in my opinion.
more than your friends. I don't know if I have time, but more than your friends who dump their children on your lap or many other people's lap. The biggest impediment for me, rather the biggest qualm for me that I have with a lot of today's parenting style, especially with the middle class folk, is helicopter parenting.
My God, the
You
names
know,
that today I'm going to hear.
over controlling, over protecting, over perfecting parent. Like, Baba, umeanguka, ya. Mama, umekula. Like, they are hovering over the children.
Not too
And you
worried.
look like you do that, Barbara. That's why you want to start
Like they
protecting.
don't want them.
They don't want the
get-
kid to play. Cheki mtoto kopi! Mtoto kopi! Cheki mama anacheza bedroom. Karibu nipe heart attack. That is terrible, Barbara. You guys need to stop doing that.
They don't want
I am
kids to be
trying
kids.
to.
Yeah,
I
kids
actually
cannot even play.
realized I was those helicopter parents. It took me 2 weeks. Last week, Eric made me realize I was those parents.
Calling every 2 minutes. Amekula. Alikuwa na smile akikula.
One of my
I want to know if she's okay. What is wrong with that, Eric?
One of my relatives told one of my nephews not to play with my dog because maybe it has fleas.
That is a helicopter parenta, you know.
Okay, I've said that.
It's exactly 8:31. At the top of the hour, we're going to start getting in your feedback about our hot topic today, which is, Barbara?
Best parenting practices in this generation.
Yes, what are the best parenting styles in this generation, and what you think of how you are raised, and some of the ideas you have on how you will raise your children, whether you have them now or not.
That is absolutely right,
Yes,
Emmanuel. You're listening to Spice FM. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming in live in visual format. What that means is wherever in Africa you are, be it in Bryanston, Santon, down in Jos in Sanzi, or all the way down in Algiers, Algeria, or even neighboring Kampala in Uganda, we welcome you. Simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke. And if you're listening from the environs of the great county of Nairobi, Riverside Drive, all the way to Westlands or Karen Hardy area, the frequency is 94.4.
I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You can also chime in on the conversation on Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Let us know what you think about today's topic. Best parenting practices in this generation, how you were parented, how you want to parent, and what you're seeing within your neighborhood or your family, and how your family members parenting their kids.
You got that right, Barbara. And just before we went to the break, Eric, you were telling a story about helicopter parenting.
When I thought about helicopter parenting, and it came to me instantly with the instantaneous of immediacy. But what castigated it, or rather brought it to mind more, was Barbara, because I know Barbara suffers that impediment. There are two things I want to tell Barbara and a parent who's listening who's an helicopter parenter. Overprotection from parents leads to kids' lack of self-confidence. One.
Mine
Number
is very
two,
confident.
Excess attention and monitoring are attempts to remedy a deficiency the parents felt in their own upbringing. All right? So that they start looking at the baby waking up. The baby can play with a puppy, as Emmanuel was saying before we went on a break.
But is that puppy clean?
They start thinking of the wildest thing.
Should, interact with fleas.
They need to, you see, it helps them, sharpen their problem-solving skills. This thing of hoovering over your child. Children are playing in the estate, which has like 5 kpmh. You don't drive by 5 kilometers. But the woman is always screaming, or the man. Check, ameangukia mpira, ana roll na mpira, mtoto wangu ana roll na mpira. That is terrible. Like, makucha yake imetoka. Cheki, no, mom, I just bruised myself. Now you want, let her GV.
No spirit.
Eric, as it is right now, there are some children who are living the life of kings.
Yeah,
like the life
yeah,
of
that
kings,
is true.
You know the kings of old,
Yes,
Solomon.
yes.
They are living that life.
Yes.
They have servants who tend to them every
No,
5
they are
minutes.
called
Before
nannies.
I forget,
They are
Emmanuel,
called nannies.
before I forget, but then Barbara has 2 house helps. Before I forget, there's a woman friend of mine who called me a random morning, and we were supposed to meet. We were meeting for breakfast on, I think on a weekend. So she said, "Hi, Eric, I'm running late because Jakim, whatever his name was, he's sort of acting up. We'd run out of butter, and he cannot take margarine because he says it doesn't
Just
sink
slap
in
that
bread."
child.
He says margarine. Can you believe it? I was sitting. He said margarine does not sink in bread. So she has to drive around looking for a particular butter.
Bad for this boy.
I can set that I was on fire. You
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is bad.
Yeah, that is bad. I think yes, I do understand and I agree.
You will drink water and sleep.
Sometimes I am a helicopter parent, but I mix it up. There are moments I'm authoritative, there are moments I'm authoritarian, but permissive. But I do agree, I need to style up a bit. But I do it out of the goodness. That's my baby.
No,
That's
but
my
whose
baby.
baby is the other people's babies?
I don't care.
This thing of a child having the ability. Can you imagine asking for butter? Because margarine does
That
not
is
sink.
extra. That is extra.
And then you leave Kizangani and with your fueled car.
I'm not
She
buying.
said she went all the way to the hub in Karen to look for
butter.
particular butter. So I sit there wait for her for butter. I can laugh to that child.
No,
It's taking me-
No, but I think it's how also you discipline your child. I remember, I think last year, I had to take my daughter to these police blocks. She never used to like wearing a seatbelt. So I would put it on, then along the way after 10 minutes, I find she's removed. So one day, because I was having a headache and I was just tired of shouting, I just stopped at a roadblock on EPZ. And I told police, Afisa, habari. So I said, huyu hataki kuweka seatbelt. You should see how that girl wore the seatbelt. Yeah. So for me, that it works. It depends. So what, different styles for parenting differently.
I miss because us guys, we turned out well. Like Eric, you turned out well from the way your mom brought you up.
But I was beaten.
Yes. Okay, there are some downsides. But
yes.
Generally,
yes.
Even Barbara, I'm sure you were fixed as you
where?
And you turned out.
Barbara needed more beating, especially because of her short.
No, you can't tell that to your kids, please.
You see an helicopter pilot.
No, you cannot tell that to your kids.
But you see, that sounds like how me I was raised. You know, my Zach was correct all the time. Like there was no day you could come and tell him another opinion. In fact, my dad had only 2 goals for us as I was growing up. Goal number 1 was you do well in school, and then you graduate and get a degree.
Yes.
And then number 2 is you get a job.
Yes.
Like that was how I'd summarize my dad's parenting.
Let me tell you guys something. And I say this with all seriousness, I can matter. I have worked hard and met a good woman who I've decided to marry.
Yes.
I've chased her down the road or whichever way I met her. Say if I meet her at standard group, I exchange a number, work hard, take her for coffee, work hard, lunches. I even decide, save some money, we go on a trip.
Yes.
I fiance her. She becomes my fiancée. All right? Then we date further. I get money. We do a wedding. Then you come into our lives. You intruder, you stranger, you somebody who we did not know.
Imagine that's the child he's talking about.
Yeah, we didn't know you. We did not know you.
You just sired that child.
No, you are a stranger. So when you are here with us,
you're a stranger.
Yeah.
That's your
think
child.
About it. You could be anywhere. You could be a boy, a girl, or nobody, or somebody. So
Eric, that's your child.
Yes, no, but you have to play by the rules.
Yes.
So this idea of kids having too much opinions really shocks me. And I hope I find a woman who will be on the same page with me, especially when it comes to discipline. Because I cannot imagine being authoritative. And she's like, okay, no.
No, baby,
she's
you can't.
hovering. No. I can chokehold you on the corridor.
God.
The other day, Emmanuel, it's funny you brought this topic up. The other day I tweeted, I think on Sunday, I said, nothing is as repulsive to me as Eric, as older guys, my friends who call their fathers and mothers old man or old lady. I find it very repulsive. I am your dad, for crying out loud.
Yes.
This is your mother, you twat. Stop calling your mother old lady. You know, so the thing is this, as a stranger who's come to our life, think about it, Barbara.
Okay. Yes.
As a stranger who's come into our lives, I was hanging out with your mother, we were watching TV until late. Now you've come and interrupted us.
We can't be hanging out late.
We can't be hanging out. We've condoned your being here. Then you come and become disrespectful. You're going to have a problem.
You'll be slapped.
You're going to have a problem.
So let me ask you guys a question. You guys are not answering this question.
But you know, our parents have changed. Just a moment. Our parents, I can give an example of my mom. My mom was very strict and stuck to her ways. Right now, the way she's raising her grandchildren, sometimes I'm like, what is wrong with her?
They're old and tired.
Yes. She used to be so strict with us with certain things. Like she lets her grandchildren just get away with everything. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I can just pull my hairs. I'm like, oh my God.
What were you asking?
I was asking, what style would you guys suggest? Because in this show, we have conversations. We don't tell people what to do. Yeah. What would you guys suggest in a modern day world? Like a parenting style that would be effective for a modern day working urban individual.
Mix it up.
For me, as a stranger who's come and found me with my beloved
you and this
wife.
stranger. This stranger is your child.
No, for real. This is as somebody who's come and found me with my beloved wife. And we've been
Lord of Nebuchadnezzar.
And we've become gracious to even fend for you. You are eating our food,
and you're
living
sleeping
in our house and sleeping in our house. You cannot especially disrespect my wife.
That's true.
You can't.
Yes.
That is my wife. We don't know you.
Yes. That's not your wife.
No, we don't know you. This woman has been gracious to birth you. So disrespect is out of the question. I'll deal with you circumphoniously, however. I don't think
that's your child.
No. I cannot
Cool it down a bit.
I can't be diplomatic when you're disrespecting a woman I chased down the road and brought to our house
and paid dowry bola.
So you are not going. That is not negotiable. Me, you can square with me. You can try.
But
you can
not
try
me.
and attempt to talk back to me. We'll see. But if my wife,
these children,
if my darling wife tells me that while I was away, you were disrespectful.
You are in trouble.
You stranger,
that is
in our house, we are going to have a big problem. So that's my style. That is, I don't know the name of that style.
That is called authoritarian parenting.
You guys, I don't know the name of that style yet. But my style is, you will see Haki ya Mungu.
There's no way someone is joking with your wife.
My darling wife,
Barbara has a child. You don't know the child.
For
What-
me,
what
I'll mix
style
it
do
up.
you use?
I mix it up. There are moments I'm authoritative, there are moments I'm authoritarian, and there are moments I
No,
would.
but there has to be a mantra you have, like a parenting mantra, like a foundation.
No, I would. My foundation for parenting, as I told you earlier when I started, is it's based on how I was brought up. Because to be very honest, I'm happy how I was brought up. Because if my folks didn't treat me or take care of or beat me up or discipline me, I do not think I'll be the person I am right now. So yes, I do discipline my child from time to time when it is necessary. Not like my folks who would be beaten for anything. You're being asked, "Kwa nini uongei?" When you start talking, you're already slapped. No, unanijibu. You know those things. And talking back, it also depends. Sometimes we also need to empower our kids.
Depends.
But let me tell you guys something.
To empower kids to talk. And that's why I said I'll mix it up between authoritarian, authoritative, and permissive.
You will,
Permissive,
you're doing it.
I
You're
am
not
currently
doing
doing that.
But let me
I'm
tell
mixing
you guys
it up.
who, like Barbara with your child and Eric with your nini Akia Mungu. When you
Eric and the tenant.
the thing, there's a day my dad. I did a stupid thing,
Yes.
and I remember even the spot I was standing, and he said, "I can't believe that we gave him." My mom he was addressing my mom, so he said, "I can't believe we gave birth to such stupid children."
Oh my
You know
God.
that stupid went directly
To
into
you.
my heart. And I went to the bathroom and I cried. Like I cried the loud cry. And I was an old guy. It was when I was in college.
Yes.
You know, I was in college when I was
Yes.
crying like that. In the,
You didn't believe that your dad actually.
Yeah, that stupid really entered my bone marrow. So I think one of the things I would tell parents and me when I'm a parent is you with your
Words.
style, don't use very nasty words because
Don't use nasty words to your tenant.
they hurt you, man.
No, I agree.
And as I'm a grown man and I'm narrating this story, and I can
And you can
feel
still
that
remember, yes.
stupid.
No, that's true. I think one of the things I look to do is, first of all, after forewarning you, say not to disrespect my wife, and also reminding you of your tenancy.
in our home.
I think there ought to be repercussions. I'm not going to be nasty and call you names,
Yes.
but you will feel the repercussions of your disobedience.
You'll
You will
feel
really
daddy-
feel them,
you'll feel
and
daddy's
they'll be
power.
very dire. So I agree about negative words. In fact, a lot of parents raise up babies like they're raising mangoes, which is also very bad. You know, they talk to children anyhowly,
Which is very
beat
wrong.
them anyhowly. So
Yes.
you have to understand also that you're bringing up human beings,
Yes.
and words are things. You know, thoughts are things. They become. So if somebody calls you stupid, there's actually real power that you're going to become.
But
That
it's
is
also
true.
tough, Barbara, being both a father and a friend to your children.
And you need
it's
to
a
stop.
tricky balance.
Actually, there's someone called Joseph California Jr. He had an article. Mom and dad need to stop thinking they're their children's pals and remember they are parents.
Yeah.
That's the problem we're having in this generation. We think we are our kids, we are friends, we are besties, BFFs. No, you are a mother and a father first.
Maybe there's a time to be a friend and a time to be that authoritarian.
There is, but it's a very thin line.
I think one of the things I think about is kids. To be honest, I know I'm making it sound like a joke, but kids come third in the tire.
Yes.
So
Alright.
it's the parents first and then the kids.
That's
Eric,
true what he's saying.
Eric, hold that thought. You're going to break it down after we come back from this very short break. You hang out with the adults in the room, 94.4
Spice FM.
The adults in the room, and we're going to be taking a phone call between now and the top of the hour. And the number is 0719012600. The number is 0719012600.
That is absolutely right. You're tuning into Sugar and Spice and Everything Nice, where we play your 80s ballads and spicy soul jams. Remember, at the top of the hour, we are taking all of your calls on 0719012600. Call and share your thoughts on this topic, and also let us know from where you're listening. My name is Eric Omondi, and if you're listening down in Malindi, Magarini area, Kaloleni, Ganze, Rabai, Maweni, we're live and direct on 97.6 or 97.7.
I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. If you're in Kisumu, Dala, that's the western region. Our western, Kakamega, Kisumu, Kitale, our frequency is 102.5. If you're in Ruaka, part of Kiambu Road, Kitengela, Rongai, our frequency is still the same as Nairobi. That is 94.5. 94.4, sorry for that. And if you're able to contribute to this conversation, go to our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let us know what you think are the best parenting styles in this age, what you've gone through or what you think you could do. And our numbers to call are 0719 012 600.
Barbara, you've said it better than anyone would have said it in any other way. And there's some Madonna coming up at the top of the hour. So if you're a Madonna person, please do not touch that dial. Now, Eric, before we went to the break, I interrupted you when you were breaking down something very important to your heart.
I was saying, I forget who wrote it, but there's an article I read many years back, and he was a psychiatrist, I think, and he said a lot of parents give their children a lot of attention to the point of ignoring each other.
That's true.
So his argument was that you and your spouse come first. You're number one. The child found you.
Yes.
All right? So you have to make sure that you cater for each other's needs. And then the child comes later.
Yes.
And women are really guilty of this. Mtoto wangu.
That's
Mtoto
true.
wangu.
That's true.
And you're forgetting the person who gave you them total.
And sometimes we forget about the big baby who is the man of the
Yes,
house. I
yes.
think
So-
we need to pay attention to that.
Yes. So the thing is this, Emmanuel. I think it's very important that, yes, we have a child that we are raising, but we don't neglect the two of us, number one. And number two, you see, freedom is not absolute.
Yes.
A lot of us forget that. You can
Comes
buy
in
the biggest house in Runda, but if you bled music on your 5-acre farm, the neighbors are going to call a name on you.
Yes.
And they're going to shut your property
There's
down.
freedom with responsibility.
So you have to their perimeters. So as a child, this thing for mine just stands on the corner. We don't touch chance. We don't. That chance needs to be banged a few times so that
Yeah.
they
I think
grow
for me,
this
like my
freedom.
child, the corner thing doesn't work for her. I'm very serious. I don't think it works in school, but not with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are moments I will discipline her. There are moments I'll
will
talk.
beat her.
Yes. In fact, there's the day I threw her slippers. I didn't know I could I could do javelin. I didn't know. She'd actually misbehaved and she was talking back to the nanny.
Yeah, I read
And
somewhere that sleepers is the only mobile form of
I'm
discipline.
telling you that slippers flew from the stairs to her head. In fact, she fell. Not in a bad way. But I was so amused that I didn't know I had such strength that I could actually aim. It hit her on the arm, but she knew she was talking back at the nanny. And from that day, we had a conversation on it. But she needed to know that was wrong.
And sometimes it's not even the pain that makes them cry.
Yes.
It's the anger you're feeling as you're throwing. that
Yes,
slipper.
actually, she was in shock because it was not in pain because she stood and looked at me like she could not believe I did that.
No, there are many things I can
But I was
excuse.
so upset because this is like her second mother.
There are many,
yeah.
many things I can excuse. Even in my adult life, I cannot excuse disrespect. I
Yeah.
don't know how to. I'm still trying to learn around. Even with my
Yeah.
adult friends, every time I feel like somebody is overstepping the bound. One of the biggest fights I have with police. You know, like I'm driving, you stop me and say, Afande, how are you? Very well. How are you doing? Very well. Where is your driver's license? Here it is.
Yes.
As Weka Kokando, I say, why? Because
Then
I'm
it-
running late.
Yes.
Is there something else we need to do? They're like, nimesema eka pale. So I'm like, And every time I'm with my relatives, they're just like, whoa, wamepatana. And it gets really murky.
Because you don't understand
Because I'm like,
why.
I need the reasons. If you're not going to give me the reasons, you're not going to waste my time.
Eric,
Yes.
but there's no angle I want to bring in. You have to give it up for ladies, because sometimes as men we give almost all the responsibility of parenting a child.
Most of the
to
responsibility.
the lady. Like you find this gentlemen sometimes they are very keen on providing. You know, they're at work, and then when they leave work, they go hang out with the boys. They come home late at midnight, and then in the
At
morning
3 a.m.,
yes,
midnight
then
is
in
too
the
early.
morning, they also wake up very early. They leave the money they're leaving and they go, you know, to their work again. All right. Like it repeats. So you find like this lady is now the mother, father, uncle, brother of this child.
Yes.
That's why I wanted to bring in the angle of you have to give it up. Like for my mom, I remember my mom I was very close to my mom. And the reason is my dad was always maybe writing a paper, you know, maybe at work. So I think you have to give it up for the women who end up playing roles of both dad and mom.
While we are giving it up to the women, and I have a lot to say about single mothers because I was brought up by one, and
Yes.
I love my mother to death. She went to be with the Lord, and sometimes I think about the very disciplinarian attitude she adorned, and she would say later on in my life that if she had not been that, maybe I would have been wayward. However, about the men, a lot of men are sluggards and non-participatory. They are very present physically, but very absent
Absent
emotionally.
emotionally.
And this is a call, a clarion call to men, especially a man who's listening. It doesn't hurt to change your daughter or son's nappy. It doesn't hurt to hold the baby when the woman is cutting onions and making
It
you
doesn't
dinner.
have to play with them.
Or while the woman is breastfeeding your wife, it doesn't hurt to make dinner for that night. A lot of men think that women come with a manual of how to raise a baby.
Yes.
And some of the women are depressed because these men are very removed.
And aloof.
Yes. And I think while we are saying kudos to women, please men step up.
That just explains your point.
Yes.
About the inaction that we have
They
as men.
are-
That you
Absolutely.
even forget your daughter's
It's
birthday was the
terrible.
previous day.
There's a guy I once heard saying that he cannot go out because he's helping babysit. So I asked him, who are you helping babysit?
And it's your child.
So he said, yeah, my wife traveled, so I was helping. So I'm like, you are not helping. Stop saying you're helping. I think really, and especially as an African man, I really respect two of my friends. One of them is Kevin, and another one is Ogembo. Ogembo will tell you in the heart of a coffee conversation we're having in the evening. He says, you know what? The entire week is my duty to take care of my son. I have to wash him before 8 o'clock. So let's wrap up. So I leave town before traffic builds up.
Yes.
And he'll go wash the baby, change the nappy, feed the baby because the wife is working late. And my friend Kevin does the same as well. Goes home at 5 and washes, even if the wife is there resting. So I think a lot of people would emulate from that. This idea that, the machismo, I am
That
a man.
there are certain roles for certain things.
No. This is your child and they want you to be present.
But
So
maybe,
men,
Barbara, we're
step
just
up.
behaving how we saw our parents bring us up.
Yes, that's why I remembered when I said when I started, some of our parenting comes from what we saw, how we were parented. You can pick the good and the bad, and some of the characters or the things we do are based on that, our cultures and our current income.
Also-
and I agree with what you're saying that men need to step up, and those who do it, kudos, and those who don't, please help, because sometimes we feel like you expect us to juggle so much. She's the mother; she's not supposed to be there. She has to check homework. Pull up your socks. Pull
also-
up your weight.
The
But I
reason,
agree
the
with
reason
that.
I like Kisiangani, the reason I like the adults in the room, it's not prescriptive, but we are being very honest. There's a lot
And
of
very
things,
open about certain things.
There are a lot of things I have learned along the way which I didn't see in my house. In fact, in my family, people are behaving in a particular way, but there are things that I've noticed are good. All right? Like, I don't come out from a predominantly a family that was big on working out and watching what people eat. People just, not that we were obese, but I
just
never
eat
once saw my mother going for a jog. But I picked up and decided, you know what? How many of your mothers jogged? None. But you can decide.
Yes.
You can decide and say, you know what, because I don't want a round belly that will laugh after I've stopped laughing.
Yes.
So I can go and run, right?
Yes.
So in the same vein, we can learn and unlearn a lot of things. For instance,
Yes.
I plan that strange antenna I told you about.
Yes.
I plan to raise them with all my might and power, with all my hands. I can tell my wife, you know what, wewe jana ulichoka, let me now take care of my
the-
child.
But if you think about it, Eric and Barbara, there's it's also a call to the wife to. You remember our story about decompressing?
Yes.
Yes.
If this guy is from work and his work is a stressful job, maybe he talks from 7 to 10 in some show. All right.
What are you
he
trying to
gets home-
justify yourself?
So he gets home maybe very, very tired. Or okay, let me use a normal. Maybe
No,
you work,
continue.
you work in the industrial area the whole day. Wouldn't it be wise in order so the man then start yelling at the kids immediately gets home that maybe you keep the kids away for a moment? And then let the guy decompress in the sitting room for a moment before the kids come running and start holding
Decompress
his
outside
legs
that door. Women don't
and
even get time to
asking him
decompress.
hini
We
questions.
take a lot of
You know those
pressure.
hini goes hini nini. Can you imagine? Like you can get upset.
Let me tell you, Emmanuel.
No.
I think a lot is said about stay-at-home mom.
Yes,
And enough is not said about house chores and how cumbersome they are.
there are quite a lot.
Women who stay at home or even who have jobs, career women like Barbara, who again have to go home and take care of their children. In fact, I read a report, was it in Brazil, where a woman was awarded $2 million because the husband divorced her and married somebody else, and she went and said she could not pursue her interests because she was taking care of the family.
Yes.
It's actually a real job to stay and
is.
take care of a child because
It
they're
is.
running around, you're changing their nappy, watching their temperature, cooking for them. It's a real job.
It's
So
a
I
real
think
job.
if the man wants to decompress in the car.
Thank you.
Then when you
don't
come
tell
in
us
the
you want to
house,
decompress in the
then you
living
come
room.
inside
No
the
one
house.
gives the woman time to decompress.
In fact,
Also,
because
the
the
run-ins
woman.
I had with my dad were when he's entered the house from work.
But yeah, so you should have decompressed
should have
in the car.
decompressed outside. outside.
Because if the woman is to decompress, then she'd have to go for a long holiday outside of the house.
Thank
but she
you.
doesn't. So I think you can
We
decompress in the
decompress
car
as we
or
head
in the
home.
office, and then you come in and reset.
And let me tell you, let me give you an example. When you're saying a career woman and maybe you're working till late, I'll give an example of myself because right now my timings have changed for work.
Yes.
I've actually had to remove my child from school bus so that in the morning we spend time. Because by the time
So
I
you
leave
have
here,
to drive her to school.
Yes, I'm driving her to school, so she's no longer on school bus in the morning, so that I get to know how is she, how was your day, just catch up with her between the day.
But fathers are so removed from that. If you think about it, Emmanuel, I know a friend of mine who was telling me that they're having squabbles with their husband. And she says that it was their husband moved out because of this and that of marriage, as life often does. She says that her husband did not even as much as call. He just moved out recently, maybe 4 months ago from their matrimonial home. He's not as much as called to wish their daughter a happy birthday.
They apparently forget.
So she was telling me, Eric, maybe him and I have gone on loggerheads, and yes, granted, we are not talking and we are adults and we have our many reasons. But his own flesh and blood, can't he just call and say, hi, baby, happy birthday? And this child has her own phone.
And then you'll see the guy on Instagram or social media.
Yes. So, and he
Partying.
says this guy is a perennial drinker. He drinks so much. She says she drinks so much. So the point I'm trying to put across is this. We need to be more present in our children's lives as
Yes.
94.4 Spice FM. It's exactly the top of the hour. Please do not touch that dial.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Oh yeah, spice it.
Spice up your life.
It's exactly 9:06. That was Madonna, Leave to Tell. She says a man can tell 1,000 lies, but you leave to tell. Barbara, you look like you love that song.
Yes. You could see the smile. Yes, a man can tell 1,000 lies. I agree.
That was anyway, you hang out with the adults. You hang out with the adults in the room. My name is Emmanuel Kisiangani, and we're having an amazing time here in the studio. And the time has come for you guys to begin calling in. The number is 0719012600. I'm going to repeat that once again. 0719012600. Please call in. We're talking about parenting styles in the 21st century. And as usual, I'm hanging out with my favorite people in the studio.
That is absolutely right. A very good evening to you from Mombasa, great county that I love, Mombasa City. If you're listening from Changamwe, Likoni, Kisauni, Nyali, all the way down to Bamburi, the frequency is 87.9. And if you're farther down in Malindi, the Magarini area, Kaloleni, Ganze, Rabai, and Maweni area, we are live and direct on 97.9. Remember, Spice FM is the first radio coming alive in visual format. That means that if you're down in Western Cape of South Africa, Mpumalanga, Naisna, Western Cape, or Camps Bay at the foot of the great ocean, and if you're down at Bryanston, Santon, or Randburg, all you simply need to do is go on your phone or PC and type www.spicefm.co.ke. You'll not only get to watch us, but also hear us. We are now getting on the phone call hour. Call us on 0719-012-600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic. Also, let us know from where you're listening. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Just as Erica said, we are taking in calls, and the number to call is 0719-012-600, 0719-012-600. And you could also chime in on the conversation. Let us know what you think of best parenting practices in this generation. Let us know how you were raised, how you are parenting currently, and what you think about parenting. Sorry for that. And our social media handles are Spice FM KE, Spice FM KE on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I shall be sampling some of your views, and I would like to read one comment from someone called Koech Wiseman from Beaumont County. He says, Koech is a he? Mm-hmm. Yes. I had to be sure.
Yes.
Children copy the way parents are, the way they were taught. Their culture also depends on the character of the child. It is important for parents to have good behaviors.
That's awesome, man. There's someone called Samuel. It's spelled Samiel, Mosioma. So it says, hashtag adults in the room. Hi guys, Manu, Barbara. All right. Eric amekusahau pole, but I think you're within. So you're adults in the room.
That's no problem at all.
So he says, we are living in times when an upset child, instead of sulking for a few hours and then goes on with life, commits suicide. Oh, that's deep.
Sad.
This modern way of parenting seems too much and too complicated. Authoritarian all the way.
Chimeric.
Jimaki ya Mungu wewe. Yeah. No, it's sad. Yeah. Pole, yeah.
There's one I would like to read from a lady called Karen. She says, it all depends on where you come from. Someone like me, I'm old enough, but my parents are so strict. My eldest sister is 39, but to my parent, she's still a kid. They tell us what we need to do to keep our kids on toes and raise them as we were raised. So according to me, we should be strict where there is need to be, not every time. Currently, my parents still give me long lectures when I am wrong, and she's still 39. So
I think balance is why we have 2 nostrils and 32 set of teeth and
Yes.
2 arms and 2 legs. A little balance is required. Actually, a lot of balance. Too
Yes.
much of something, as it's often said, is very dangerous.
All right,
Yes.
let's pick a phone call. Hello, Spice FM. Hello. Hello. All right, we're not getting the audio. I would really have loved to receive this particular phone call. Call back. That was Dora, man. Dora was
Ooh.
calling, but we couldn't get her. Dora, if you can't try and call back again, we're going to try someone else. Spice FM, hello. Spice FM, hello. It seems that we have a little, they're gonna keep calling, and we're gonna try and pick up those phone calls all the way till the top of the hour. Let's try one more time. Third time lucky. You think? Spice FM, hello. Hello, this is Spice FM. Can you hear me? All right.
Hello.
Yeah, I think that they're still trying to get through.
Yeah.
I think we need to sort that out really quickly. So
Okay,
we can
fine.
get
I
this
have
done.
someone called Madegwa Shikokoti Kenneth. Good parenting involves a great deal of consistency and routine, which gives children a sense of control. Good parenting focuses on developed independence in a child, so redundancy becomes the aim of parents. Good parenting, involves a style that considers children's stage of each development.
Yeah, he sounds like a psychiatrist. No,
Maybe Madegwa, you need to call and let
what
us
are they
know.
called? Pediatric, right?
Yeah,
Pediatric,
yeah.
not psychiatrist. Sorry,
Yes.
my bad.
Pediatric are the ones who treat children.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. He sounds like somebody who has deep knowledge about children and
Yes.
everything pertaining children.
Yes. Let's try and pick another phone call. Spice FM, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Dora,
how are
you're back on the air.
Am I your first caller?
You are our first caller and our first disconnection, but now you're back.
I imagine. And I could hear you guys saying you're not on audio, but I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'd like to chime in to this conversation.
Yes,
Salami
Dora.
Eric na Barbara Kwanza.
Hi, Dora.
Oh,
Good to have you
yes,
on board.
hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Dora.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you? Good to have you on board again. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I did.
What's your thoughts on the topic?
Okay, first of all, the way us guys grew up, we grew up respecting our parents, fearing them,
Yeah, it's true. We
And-
feared them.
and not having this entitlement, sorry to say, kids of nowadays have.
Yes.
So it was more of, you're brought up knowing that you are loved. The only difference is that our parents didn't openly tell us then, I love you.
Yes.
But they provided everything that we needed. And the things that we wanted, sometimes we were told no, but we had to understand.
Yes.
And even if one parent was away working, we knew that their presence was felt because there's a lot of discipline back in the day and there was a lot of familyness.
Yes.
Now, coming back to this generation, I think our generation, and I'm saying this, I'm not a parent yet, so I'm saying, and I have friends who are parents, so I'm saying it very kindly. I don't want to be unfriended. Our generation has become too soft as parents.
Yes.
We become so soft that I can sit with my friends and you've made your kids think that you're friends.
Yeah.
And in a way, the respect level of kids and the entitlement and this kichwangumu and this thing of saying, oh, mommy, you don't love me, daddy, you don't love me, oh, I want this, it's getting out of hand. Kids of nowadays, sorry to say, are bullying parents.
Yes.
They are bullying them, they want what they want, and the parents of this generation are not putting their foot down.
Yes.
Dora, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Supposing you settle and decide to have a child, what sort of form of parenting styles would you take on?
Yeah, and you have
I'll-
like 15 seconds to compress that serious information.
Okay, I would take on the old school style, the way I was raised, because I
Alright.
turned out. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, kupiga.
Yeah, I'll beat you. I'll beat you. Go to court and divorce me, but I'll still beat you.
Dora, you don't sound like you'd beat anything. You sound very gentle.
I would.
Thank you
so
for
much
calling, Dora.
Yeah, that was Dora from Kitengela. So the thing she said, which caught my eye, was, and we're going to discuss it when we come back from the break,
Yes.
is the way our parents loved us, but they didn't really say.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we had to assume they loved us.
You'd be asked if you've eaten. That was enough love. Check you.
That right? You hang out with the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and the time now is 9:16. We're having an amazing time right here in the studio, and the callers are calling in. Remember, the number is 0719012600. I'm going to take it again, 0719012600. Please call in and chime in on the conversation that we're having today. We're talking about understanding parental styles in the 21st century. Call in
Yes.
and tell us how you were raised, how you think you would raise your kids, and things you learned from how you were raised by your parents. And as usual, I'm hanging out in the studio with my favorite people.
That is absolutely right, Emmanuel. You're hanging out with the adults in the room,
Yeah.
where we have no holds barred conversation about relationship between the men and the women who love them. Remember to call and share your thoughts on the topic, and also let us know where you're listening from. The number to call is 0719012600. And Barbara, what are we discussing again?
We are discussing the best parenting styles in this generation. Let us know what you feel about it. Let us know how you parent, or let us know how you want to parent your children. And you can tune in and give us your suggestions on our social media handles. That is Spice FM at KE, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My name is Barbara Mbaka, also known
Barbara.
as the Duchess of Ikolo Money.
Duchess, people are heeding your sultry voice and calling in.
Like, please
Let's go
call
straight
in.
right into the phone calls. Spice FM, hello. All right, I think we've just lost that phone call just as I was speaking it. So I was telling you guys, as people begin calling again on the number which we've given.
Let me read for you the number.
0719 012600. I was telling you guys that when I never ever got told I love you by my dad.
That's why I tell my child. But even kids today like telling you I love you a
Texted
lot.
it once.
And I think we used to be told through their actions. Actions are the reasons words don't have meaning. Parents nowadays say they love you and they disappear for long. Check it, love you, mama, and then she goes away for 5 days.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
let's speak of phone call. Spice FM, hello.
Spice FM.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Matthias from Russia.
Yes, Matthias?
Yes, I'm saying,
Yes.
you guys should know that the children love their parents as their friends.
Yes.
And parents should not use the old school style. It's not used these days. Who does that these days anyway?
I do that.
You
In
do
some
that.
ways, yeah, in some ways.
You know,
You said, who does that? I do that.
Your child can actually hate you.
Because I was not raised badly, so I do not think my
Yeah,
child
but your
hates.
child
Yes.
can actually hate you because of spanking them.
So you fear your child hating you because if you spank them. What if they actually
Yeah,
have
you know,
done something
there are
wrong?
there are other different punishments.
So you would not spank your
Like
child.
you can give
Which
them,
one do
you
you
can
have in
give them a
mind?
talk. You can give them a talk. You can counsel them. Yeah,
Well, what style of parenting did you grow up with?
me.
Yes.
The old school style, but I hated it also.
Okay.
You see, so it's from experience. I'm telling you.
So, do you have any kids yet?
No.
But you're planning when you get kids, you have a more friendly
Yeah, I
approach.
will be talking. Yeah, and I'll be talking to them.
Okay.
And how do you enforce discipline when you use the method you've chosen?
Yeah, you know, they'll get to listen to you if you do the right thing.
And if they don't?
You get even you can even get advice from your friends.
What if they don't listen? There is a
They listen.
possibility. No, they.
Yeah, you just pinch them. You see, it's not that harsh punishment.
Or it's not beating them up till they lose.
Yeah.
their
That's
I
what
hope-
I'm saying.
Or did you have, say, your dad chasing you down the road with a big stick? Was it so severe?
No.
No. You know, I thought maybe your dad used to use a big stick and chase you
No.
while shouting. Yeah. Okay.
No.
No, thank you so much for calling. I
Anyway.
appreciate your calling.
Yeah, that gentleman says that he wants to be friends with his children.
Yeah, and maybe just pinch. Yeah,
And
well,
pinch. It works. If you're a pincher, just pinch away.
Yeah, maybe that pinching
For
will
me,
work.
I'll mix it up. Authoritarian, authoritative,
wife-
and permissive.
my
I'll
wife-
mix it up.
my
My
wife-
parenting is mixed up.
My wife told me once that her dad hit her with his kofia, his cape.
Mm-hmm.
So he hit her on her head and she cried heavily. That was the most serious punishment
Yes.
she ever got from her dad. That
Actually,
being
for
hit.
us, it was the opposite. My dad will punish the boys, and my mom would punish the girls.
Can you imagine, Eric?
Yeah,
Can
and
you
my
imagine-
dad actually never hit me, to be very honest.
if
But
your
our
mom-
mother really exercised on us,
If
but it
your-
was for a good cause.
if your wife was growing up in my house, maybe she'd have taken up her life. Because my mother was not playing. My mother would come home at maybe even 7 p.m. from work and start sprinkling water in foam on the wall because the wall is not clean.
People to
And
clean it.
she'd say, you clean it, pull all the seats and start mopping. Now, if you as much as just, made a sound. And my mother was big. My mother, until she passed on, I think she passed on at 96 kgs.
Oh, that's
My mother was 130 there about kilos, and
Yes.
she was not afraid of sparring. So she'd have really sparred with your wife if your wife was living with us, much to her distress.
Let's pick a phone call. Spice FM, hello. Hello.
Hello, Spike.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Nicholas calling from Kapsabet.
Hi, Nicholas.
I'm Kai.
Let us know what you think about today's topic. What are your views?
Okay, concerning the topic,
Yes.
I think parenting the old school type should be applied. Facing to the fact that the kids of nowadays, they have been raised in a soft way that at some point they misbehave and then they don't expect you to do anything to them. So at some point, some kind of pressure must be applied for them to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, so, my view is that I'll use the old school type.
Okay.
Do you have children, if I may ask, sir?
Yeah, I have one.
So do you is that the method you use? Do you use old school in your place?
Yeah, definitely.
And what's the response? How does it work out compared to your friends? I've lost him, man. I really wanted to dig out some information from that brother.
Thank you, Nicholas. If you're able to call back, please call back.
I wanted to ask him if, compared to his friends, like the method he's using, if it's more effective than the other. Nicholas, if you can tweet us on Spice FM KE and answer my question. Let's pick another phone call. Spice FM, hello.
Hello,
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Georgina.
Hi, Georgina.
I'm fine.
Georgina from Mombasa.
Yeah, of course.
Karibu sana, Georgina.
Mpotea
How have you
sana.
been? You're so lost.
It's a long time.
Yes, long time. It's been like 2 weeks.
Emmanuel has been thinking about you day and night and day and night and day.
In fact, he'll save your number today.
No, I'm not doing that. Georgina, watu wananiambia jina.
Wanatuchezea ala.
They want to spoil my marriage.
Georgina, what are your thoughts on today's topic?
Okay, my take is,
Yes.
okay, I was brought up by a single
Hello?
parent. That's my mom. Okay, she was so loving, caring. It's a miss. She was also my friend.
All right.
Ati wana a shoulder to cry on. So watoto wangu pia nitawalea tu hivyo.
Or you'll be more or less friendly with them.
Yeah, more friendly. Yeah.
You won't be beating them up at any given point.
Oh, no.
Right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Thank you so much for calling Georgina. I think Georgina is saying she's going to be a permissive parent. Yeah? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah,
I
Because
missed
there are
the first
consequences for all this parenting that people are saying.
She said she'll be giving her children a shoulder to cry on.
And when they're
Because
not
what-
crying,
I think that's
Because-
what
Really?
she. I
Oh.
think that's what she received from her parents. So she feels like she can.
she'll do the same.
But these chicks with the very this these soft voices, those chicks they can really beat you up if you play them.
Have you had experience?
No, I've no. Okay, I've seen them. I've seen.
But when Georgina was talking, I thought about a lot of guys who are married. Like say now in your case, supposing you're an authoritarian parent and your wife is permissive. How do you balance the two? Have you thought about it? Do you have such discussions? with
Maybe
your wife?
that's a perfect balance because you see, one will bring in the kiboko. Like you, if you get another authoritarian
Those
wife,
kids, yeah.
those kids will be terrorized in your house.
You
So
see-
if you have
Yes.
one, if you have one
Actually,
who's
yes.
authoritarian and the other one who's permissive in quotes, I think it's the perfect combination.
Supposing,
Yeah, it brings a
supposing
balance.
you're employing your authoritarianness on your children, and your permissive wife interjects and says, "Hey, stop doing that!" Like Gloria, who's just called. What are you gonna do?
No, you tell her where hata wewe usicheze na
How do you do that? You're very silly. That's your wife.
Check uendelee kunicastigate wewe.
Mbele ya watoto.
But no, I think if you've been married long enough and you have a a rapport, you'll
understand and
you
know
know
each
that
other.
there'll be a balance because you don't want to murder the kid also.
Yes.
So I think that balance would be good.
Also, I think it would help if you have differences to discuss it outside of their presence.
Yes.
Maybe you can do it privately and say, maybe ukimchuna, you don't pinch so hard.
Yes.
Wives, like my mom always used to sell me out to my dad. I used to think she's my friend, only for her to go sell me
Behind.
out all the time.
Then she'll come and lie to
Yeah,
you. Unajua
yes.
ni baba yako
Ati,
alikafanya
I know
hivyo.
he's, hey, alikuchapa, you know tati. You
Yes.
know tati.
Yes.
I'm like, you're the one who told him what I did.
In fact, my mom will used to say, nitaambia baba yenyu lakini tutaongea.
Let's pick a phone call, Barbara. I don't know if we'll be able to hack it because we're about to go on a break. Spice FM, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am
Fine, thank
fine,
you.
thank you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Amanda. I'm calling from
Where you calling from?
Nairobi.
Oh, karibu sana.
Thank
What are
you
your
so much for calling, Amanda. What are your thoughts and the views on the topic we're having today?
Yeah, well, I've just come across your station. Actually, I've been following you guys since you started.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I really, really, really like your initiative. It's really good. Your topics are
Thank
top
you.
notch.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
And I just followed it on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, because I would not beat a child. I deal with kids.
Yes.
All right.
So I feel like you need to discipline your child necessarily, because I work at a school and you have all types of parents who tell you don't have your kid, my kid touch that, don't have my kid do this, and then at the end of the day the kids are being rude to you, and what do? You know?
So how do you handle it? Like how do you handle it?
It must
at
be
your principal?
difficult.
It is, especially if you're working in international schools, trust me.
And you
It's
have
much harder.
several helicopter parents like me.
Yes,
So
the ones
Aman-
that come with the mood swings, and
Yes.
you have a good day, but then they're the ones that just make you feel really bad at the end of the
So
day.
Amanda, who's coming with mood swing? The kid or the parent?
The kid.
Now you see, kids feed off their parents.
All right.
When you're depressed, when you're going through something at work, your kid is going to feed off that energy.
Yes.
All right.
So the parent will come in the morning, not say hi to you, but the kid will come and give you this attitude like, "Hey, don't touch me," and you're like, "Okay."
Amanda, I have a question. As a teacher where you teach
Yes.
and having dealt with
Yeah.
a lot of kids, supposing you
Yeah.
get a child if you don't have one already, which one would you say is the most effective method of bringing up children?
Well, first of all, I am very open to communication.
Okay.
I want to hear what the child is going through. And that's the challenge. We don't actually ask our kids what is wrong. We just blind them with technology and so many other things. But then there was one time I actually asked a child, a 4-year-old, and they told me, Daddy came home, he was beating mommy up. And you're like, okay.
I tell you what, Amanda, please don't stray far from your phone. We're going to call you back and we're going to finish this conversation.
All right. Okay,
So just give us a moment. You hang out to the adults in the room. We'll be back. Get hooked up. You hang out to the adults in the room. This is 94.4 Spice FM, and it's the home of authentic conversation and soul music. So right now we are taking your phone calls all the way to the top of the hour. The number is 0719 012 600. I'm going to get it again. 0719 012 600. And as usual, I'm hanging out with my favorite people.
Spice FM is a fast radio coming alive in visual format. What that means is wherever you are across Africa or in the great country of Kenya, you simply go on your phone on www.spicefm.co.ke. Last week we got a call all the way down from Sudan and Somalia. If you're around Nairobi or anywhere in Nyeri, Nanyuki, Mombasa, Malindi, the number to call is 0719 600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic and also let us know from where you're listening. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. You could also contribute to the conversation through our social media handles. That is Spice FM KE on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Barbara, you're totally right. And before we went off there, I was talking to a lady called, what is the name?
Amanda.
Amanda, are you able to call her back?
I'm just trying to call her back. Spice FM, hello? Hi, hello.
We can't hear her though.
I can. She's connected, but I can't hear her for some amazing
shame.
reason.
Oh.
Hello, Amanda.
Yes, there you are, Amanda. How are you? Sorry, we lost you there for a minute. And you're telling us something very important before
Sorry, we
went
cut you short.
I'm sorry, I'm not Amanda.
Oh, you who?
Oh, shame.
I'm not Amanda. I'm Maureen.
You're Maureen. You're calling from where?
I'm calling from Nyeri.
Oh, you're Nyori.
Our bad. We are so sorry. We were trying to get hold of an Amanda. But you're welcome on the show. Thank you so much for calling Spice FM. What are your thoughts on the topic?
We've called her actually.
I'd say our parents did well.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And we should do better. Like, these parent styles are even affecting us.
Okay. What
The
styles can
connection.
affect?
I'm saying parent styles.
Mm-hmm.
Parent styles can affect us.
So sorry, I can't hear you so well. I think the connection is a bit messed. So I think we're gonna try and do that again.
Oh, I think we called Maureen instead of Amanda.
Yeah, I think we.
And Maureen was
I
also
think
listening.
Maureen was on the line listening. My
Yes.
bad. I thought we called a strange number.
No, we called another number, which happened to be Maureen's.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Maureen,
So-
thank you for calling. The network is quite poor, but you can try and call again in
Yes.
maybe a place with network.
Anyway, there are 1,000 other people calling, so let's just get right in and pick phone calls. Spice FM, hello.
I'm Henry from Kibera.
Hi, Henry.
I'm fine. I like your show.
Thank you so much for tuning in. What are your thoughts on today's show?
But I have no thoughts. These are new fans.
Oh, thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling.
God bless
Great
you and
Eric
keep
Omondi.
it spice.
Eric Omondi, you've been
Great
greeted
Eric
by
Omondi.
Thank you so much, sir. Nimesalimika sana. Asante.
So that was just a call. I just wanted to say hi, which is awesome. Spice FM, hello. Spice FM, hello. All right, that one is not.
I
going
really
through
like
either.
it that ladies are calling. Ladies, keep calling. The number to call is 0719.
We are the parents. We're the one who do most of the parenting. We lift the heavy load.
Spice FM, hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Gladwell.
Hi, Gladwell.
Where are you calling from, Gladwell?
Hi. I'm calling from Kisumu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really liked your show. I'm a new fan.
Thank you.
so much.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Thank you so much, Gladwell, for calling. What are your thoughts on today's topic?
Yeah, me, I thought our parents did a nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know, I can be the helicopter mom.
Oh, thank you, darling. Team Helicopter. We are many.
Yeah.
You want to supervise every breathing aspect of your.
Stop making
Soon
fun
to be
about
baby.
it.
Actually, I'm a mother. My baby is 4 months old right now.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
All right.
So is that the style that you want to pick up, or is this something you think, a weakness you think you
Yeah,
have?
that's the style.
And it's okay to be a helicopter mom. You can mix it up.
Yeah.
Don't follow Barbara, by the way.
No, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not fooling her.
Gladwell, I was living with a friend of mine who had just recently gotten a child.
Yeah.
And this woman used to scream randomly in the middle of the night. I was somewhere in the States, and she'd say, I want to know if the baby is breathing. So then we had to rush and see. So the husband was very kind. He used to say, you want to look at the top of their head. She was an helicopter from day one. So there are ramifications for being an helicopter, but I think a good balance is healthy, don't you think? Did we lose her?
I mean, I want to be an helicopter mom.
You be a helicopter man, Gladwell.
Gladwell is stuck to her guns. Thank you so much for calling.
You know, that reminds me of something. There's a time when you want to check on your baby's breathing. There's a time I actually pinched my child. I thought she was not alive.
Right.
I couldn't see her breathing, so I was so worried. I switched on the lights. I went to her room, and I'm looking at her. So I pinched her. When she turned, I was like, "Oh, thank God, she's alive."
I was told you look at the top of the head.
It was not moving. I think I was paranoid.
All right.
But
the
it
thing
happened.
about helicopter parenting is also paranoia. Call us on 0719012600. We want to hear some of your thoughts about the best forms of parenting styles that you are raised with or you would administer on your own children. The number to call is 0719012600. Good evening. Hello.
Spice FM, Amanda, hi.
Yeah, hi.
You're back.
Yes, Amanda.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, the line cut.
Yeah, sorry, the line cut.
Amanda, you know, I was taking my torch to come look for you in your estate just now. In fact, these guys had to hold me back. They were like, hey, don't go.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But good to have you back. Just before you went on a break, you're telling us the importance of listening to a child.
Yes.
And to improve communication on their end as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very important because, for us, all our parents were quite harsh. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, majority of us, yeah.
Speaking from old generation parents,
Mm-hmm.
there's these methods of teaching your child. There's this authoritarian, and you need to captivate your child, like groom your child according to how you want them to be, not you. Like, you get me?
Yes,
like,
we do.
I wouldn't want a child to behave just like the parents because the parents have screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Let the child grow. Let them have mistakes and stuff.
Yes.
But also, there needs to be a balance.
Yes.
That's what you were talking about. Just a few minutes ago, I listened and there was someone talking about the balance or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And for me as a teacher, it's kind of frustrating. That's all I can say. Because now this generation of parents, they are very rigorous and they have attitudes and they really take, a teacher for granted. They're like, you know what? You don't know my child.
Yeah.
So, is there a way
Is
there a way you can tell like the different disciplines that children receive from their parents? Can you notice that this one is from a strict family home? This one is not from a very strict home.
This one is from a permissive parent or a home.
You can.
All right.
Actually, in the way they communicate and the way they present themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If a child is timid, that means that they've seen something at home.
All
If
right.
a child is confident, they have noticed that the parent is like that.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, children feed off so much energy. You can come home, you're stressed, and that's exactly what they're going to have, the attitude that you have.
All right.
So we have to be very careful.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, Amanda, and please keep listening to our show throughout the week. We are here all the way till Friday.
Keep it Spice FM.
All right.
Thank you so much
All
for
right.
calling.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what do you guys think?
I like what Amanda has said.
I think the takeaway for me from Amanda is that kids, more than what we tell them, they are very observant. They're very observational.
Yes,
And that is
they are
one of
mini
the-
adults.
That's one of the things a lot of parents like to forget. That,
Yes.
I can say A, but I'm doing B, and they're going to pick B
Yes.
instead of what you're saying.
Yes.
So be a doer more than a sayer.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a saying that I think many parents sometimes use, especially nowadays: "Do what I say, don't do
Do what I do.
Yeah,
which is very
terrible.
wrong.
Yeah, I think you need to be a doer more than a sayer.
I tell you what, Eric, I want to play for you a message from Travelog, which gives you destinations that you can travel to, and you, Barbara, also, because you guys are single and you're bored most of the time.
Fam, spice up your life.
That's right, Mr. Voice. This is 94.4 Spice FM. You're hanging out with the adults in the room, and we're taking your phone calls all the way to the top of the hour. The number is 0719 012 600. So if you want to chime in on the conversation about parenting styles and the parenting style you think you're going to use, and and you want to chime in on the ones that were applied to you, please call in. The number once again is 0719 012 600.
That is absolutely right. We are the adults in the room where we have no holds barred conversation about relationships, money, between the men and the women who love them. The number to call is 0719012600. Call and share your thoughts on the topic. Also, let us know where you're listening from. My name is Eric Omondi.
And I am Barbara Mbaka, also known as the Duchess of Ikolomani. Our social media handles are Spice FM KE, Spice FM KE on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Comment. Let us know what you think about the topic. I'll be happy to sample them.
I tell you what, let's go straight into the phone calls because we are strapped for time. 94.4 Spice FM. Hello.
Hello, Spice FM.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, and thank you for calling. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Teresa.
Teresa, karibu sana. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Karatina.
Teresa, please reduce the volume of your radio so we can hear you properly.
Yes.
That's much better. What are your thoughts on today's conversation?
My thoughts are parenting. Some parents are so authoritative.
All right.
And some are so permissive. Like my parents, the way I was brought, they brought me very well because they disciplined me very well.
Yes.
Were they authoritarian or were they permissive?
They were so authoritative.
Yes.
We've lost her there.
She's very excited, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
had a
excited.
giggling. She's like, guy.
What did they call the air?
Thank you so much for calling all the way
Call
from
back,
Karatina.
darling. Thank you for keeping it spice.
Karatina is 97.9. Karibu sana. Thanks for calling.
What I'm getting from the callers is most guys who brought from our generation were brought up with authoritarian style,
Yes.
and they seem to have loved it.
Yes.
And many,
And
except,
some fear it.
except for the one who said that she'll be a helicopter. Most of them are very keen.
No, it doesn't mean if I'm a helicopter parent, I'll not be authoritative.
But you
I'm
see,
just mixing it up.
But you see also, if you're being an helicopter parenting, doesn't it have a cut? Like you can't helicopter a 19-year-old, can you?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's at a certain age.
Yeah.
So it is allowed. This was like when they grow up,
That
they
was
just go.
Gladwell had said she'll helicopter. I hope she'll helicopter until maybe age 4 or 3, and then she
No,
employ
you
another.
helicopter till
Yeah, I think she's also
6,
excited
9.
because her baby is only 4
Yeah,
months.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Watch
that
out.
is
When they
allowed.
start doing
4 months
crazy
allowed.
things.
Gladwell, when she starts biting you, you'll really.
I used to
stop
be called a
helicopter.
mamarazi because I used to like taking pictures of my daughter.
Let's speak on our phone call. Spice FM, hello. Hello. All right, we can't hear that particular caller, so let us try someone else. Spice FM, hello.
Hello, Spice FM.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Washington Minor. I'm calling from Vika County.
Hi, thank you.
Karibu sana, Prata.
I do like permissive style
Yes.
of parenting.
Yes.
I like submissive style of parenting.
Yes.
This is because I was brought up by grandmom who used that style, and I think I grew up well.
Wow, I like that.
Did she?
On my side, my child will be. I will apply the same style to my children.
Oh.
So how did it work? She never used to like cane you and stuff like that.
She never used to cane me. She only used to advise me and tell me this is wrong, this is right.
Oh.
Then I keep what I was told is right and leave what I was told was wrong.
Okay.
Eric, you had a question.
Yeah, but I'm just cautious that you won't be your children's grandfather. So you can't quite employ the same thing. But good for you, brother. Good for you.
Yeah, maybe in Washington, Eric he makes a good point. Maybe it's because of her age, so you respected her totally.
So nowadays, so you are.
Are you
You are
parents?
worried that my child may not respect me.
Yeah, because maybe they're like, this is just dad. I can just do whatever I feel like. He's hung up.
He's laughing.
He's laughed.
So
Paka is hung up.
excited. No, yeah, but my only hunch is, you are not your children's grandfather or grandmother. So
Yes.
so I think that it worked for him, good for him, but I would not want to copy paste what the grandmother did on the children.
Oh.
Because there are different energy levels, as you've said. She's much older.
Yes.
And you don't want to start running around and
And
frustrating
actually,
your
yes, grandmothers treat their grandchildren
Yes,
differently. I see it with my
Yeah,
parents.
yeah.
All right, let's pick another phone call. Hello, Boniface.
Hello,
Habari ya Kirinyaga County.
poa sana.
What are your views on today's topic?
My views are, I'm about 6 million from Kirinyaga County.
Uh-huh.
Please talk louder.
I'm born 6 million from Kirinyaga County, Balichi Town.
Yes.
And my view is that authoritative parenting,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the best because the child will grow up with that fear that he or he cannot do something which can cause her or his parents to go haywire with him or her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is the best because when you bring a child with those other means, you reach at a point where you look as if you are equal party.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is what I think. But, you must put a boundary between a child and his parents. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you
for
so much,
calling.
Boniface.
So Boniface,
The line
is-
was a bit faint.
Yeah, it was a bit faint, but what I got from him is gonna be authoritarian. He thinks it brings out more respect,
All right.
especially when the child grows older.
All right.
Yeah.
It's everything. Every parenting style is debatable depending on where you come from, how you feel about it.
Poko ndio mambo ya kuongea nayo.
You've had people are being permissive.
Spice FM, hello.
Hello, Spice FM. How are you guys?
Fine, thank you.
What's your name, sir, and where are you calling from?
My name is Jimmy. I'm calling from Nairobi.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
What are your thoughts on today's topic?
I love your topic, and I must say that I love the way we were brought up.
Yes.
The parents didn't spare anything,
Yes.
and we were brought up strictly
Mm-hmm.
on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's true.
but at the end of the day, we turned out just fine.
Yes.
But then again, I agree with Amanda
Mhm.
what she was saying or what she was talking about, and I pretty much agree on the millennial kids these days. The kids how they're supposed to be brought up, and well, I have a 19-year-old daughter and I have a 15-year-old boy, and when they were little kids, well, I really disciplined them. But then again,
kunyorosha.
kunyorosha.
I'm telling you, Eric loves that word. It scares me.
But let me tell you, I used to tell my kids,
Yes.
I'm not threatening you. If I take the cane, I'm gonna beat you.
Yes.
I'll whoop you guys. And they knew there are no two ways.
Yes.
If dad says it's a cane, it's a cane.
Yes.
I'm not. You know what? Parents of these days are saying, "Ndakuchapa."
Then they don't beat you.
Then they don't beat you.
Yes.
I know kids are smart. Kids are smart. They'll read you. They'll
Yes.
read you like a book and know that this guy is just joking. They'll say, "I'll chapa you," and they'll not do anything.
Yes.
So what I used to do is I tell the kids, if I take the mwiko, I will chapa you guys.
Yes.
And for sure I'll do that. But then it gets to an age whereby you stop using that.
That's
You
true.
have to change tact.
And yes, and you sit down with them and talk to them and reason with them. You know, at one point, I'll give you a story. At one point, we were in a supermarket, and my son saw a toy, and he cried and begged, on the floor, rolling over and saying, "I want this." I said, "No, I don't have money. We can't buy it now." But guess what? He's like, "I want it." I said, "You know what? I'll use my belt."
Yes.
Right there.
And I
in the
whooped him.
supermarket.
Yes, right there. Until the lane attendant was kind of like, "Hey, mzee, tafadhali, unajua, mtoto mpatie tu." And I'm like, no. You whoop the ass, sorry. You whoop the kids.
Yes.
So at what point?
I agree with you on that.
At what point did you switch to the different tact?
Okay. My daughter was in. She had just finished class 8.
Yes.
And then when they go to high school, it becomes a different story altogether.
True.
It's a different mindset, and then their body changes and all these things. And in fact, when they're in class 8, it's all about boys and everything else. And I realized I can't tell my daughter I don't want to hear anything about boys.
Yeah.
Boyfriend, these stories. I decided no. You know what? I'll encourage so that she can open up to me. And I say, at one point I went to pick her from school in a primary school. I went to pick her up, and then one of her friends was like, "Hey, Janice is speaking with another boyfriend of hers." On the other side, I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, okay, I'll just wait. So she came and like, "Hey, so where were you?" I chilled for a while. Where were you? I was like, I was speaking to. Then the guys were like, "Say it's your boyfriend." I was like, "Okay, it's okay." Yeah, it's like, "Oh, it's okay, no problem. I have no problem." So that from that time, she used to be very open. She was like, "Oh, Dad, my boyfriend is," and I was like, "Okay, we need to create a balance."
Yes.
And I told her, there's no problem having a boyfriend, but at the end of the day, don't let it be a focus.
Yes.
Like, this is just a guy. It's not a guy you'll get married to.
Yes.
I agree that there's this feeling that you have. We went through it. I went through it, and I know. In class 8 years, I had a girlfriend too.
So Jimmy,
but you know what?
We're strapped for time. So in what would you say in the next 10 seconds, like sum up everything that you want to communicate in regards to how in the strategy that one should use?
I'll say, don't spare the rod. Whoop the kid.
Yes.
But let it get to an age whereby you change the strategy.
Yes.
Then start talking to them. Yes, that's all I'll say.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
calling,
much, Jimmy.
We
I like
appreciate
that.
your
Thank
time.
you, guys.
Asante.
Lovely show. I keep listening to this when I'm driving home. Lovely show. I enjoy it.
Keep it
Thank you
spice.
so much. Thank you.
Guys, we have 2 minutes till we
I like what
close this
Jimmy
show.
said.
Your parting shots.
My parting shot.
Yes.
No tree grows under another tree. Just as Jimmy has said, there are certain boundaries. Don't spare the road. Don't spoil the child. If you're able to discipline, do it discipline. If you're able to become a helicopter like Mama B here, you can do that. Otherwise, there are certain stages of how to discipline your child at every time of their...
Eric, your parting shots?
I enjoyed and had fun. Let's do it again tomorrow.
I haven't had you, Eric.
He said
I
he enjoyed
and had fun. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, man, I've also had a lot of time. You're hanging out with the adults in the room, and it's a pity that we couldn't pick all your phone calls. We've had a lot of fun right here in the studio, and we're going to be here tomorrow at the same time, same place. We're going to be here with Mombi. Mombi is our producer. We're going to be here with Masinde, our digital master, and I can hear her laughing in the background. I don't know why she's laughing. We have the Situation Room tomorrow at 6:00 sharp, so please tune in, and we're gonna have fun tomorrow. So, Erico, you wanna say bye to the guys?
It's good night. See you tomorrow. Keep it locked. 94.4 Spice FM. We are the adults
in the room, and I'm Barbara Mbaka. Good night.
See you tomorrow.
The 80s have never sounded so good.
My favorite songs of the 1980s.
94.4 Spice FM, Naira. Spice up your life.